Welcome everyone. All of the tech problems have been resolved and I am ready to play Generation 2. It feels like it was a long road to get here. I'm really ready for it. So, let's talk about Apom again. This thing, for base stats, has 55 HP, 70 attack, 55 defense, 40 special attack, 55 special defense, and 85 speed. So it's a fast physical attacker, which is good because it's a normal type, and in Generation 2, all normal type moves deal physical damage. Through level up, it gets Scratch, Tail Whip, and those are starting moves, and then through level up, it gets Sand Attack, and a bunch of stuff that isn't going to be very useful. Baton Pass, Fury Swipes, Swift, Screech, and Agility. The thing that makes this Pokemon quite decent in Generation 2 is its TMHM learn set. It gets a wide range of coverage, like it does get Dynamic Punch, but outside of that it gets some really useful moves. Iron Tail, Mud Slap, and then the 3 elemental punches, and just in case you really want it, Thunderbolt from the move tutor after you defeat Lance. This thing is quite good. I'm redoing this playthrough because I did a very old video when I did Apom on 3 times game speed, so we can't compare those results. There's no way to like multiply them or anything like that, just because there's always time bleed due to perception when playing at a multiple of game speed, and the faster game speed you play on, the more time you bleed because you can't just keep up with the frame rate. I think a couple things that are interesting about Apom is the fact it doesn't get any of the other ground type moves, so no Dig, no Earthquake. It would be really nice if it did. And then the final thing to mention is that Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Fire Punch are all physical moves in Generation 2, as well as Shadow Ball. Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Fire Punch are all special moves in Generation 2, so they are not physical. So they're going to be utilizing my very low special attack stat. That said, though, on the other hand, Shadow Ball is not special, it is physical, so it's going to be utilizing my higher attack stat. Sorry I misspoke about that. Shadow Ball is the one move that I learned in like Generation 6, 7, and 8. And then when I came back to Generation 2, I was always thinking that it was special, also because the Ghost type seems to make more sense as a special type. Yeah. The Wevs says in chat, I see Scott live stream now, and the first thing I do before ads even is copy and paste the URL to a notepad. Don't worry about that. No one should have to do that anymore. I have changed my mind on how I'm going to do these videos. So any of them that are not first attempts like this video, they'll just be public for everyone, as has always been the case. But the first attempt videos, those ones will all be in a first attempt playlist on my channel. They'll just be unlisted videos, so the YouTube algorithm doesn't like promote them a bunch. I would suggest, if you like watching my stuff a lot, go and check the playlist every once in a while, and then if you've missed any first attempt streams, you'll find them there. My goal is to make it a good experience for all of you. The one thing I don't want to have happen is spam everyone and the YouTube algorithm with like 5 Pidgey videos, and then no one watches the final video that we put a lot of work into. For me, that feels disappointing, and it might be like spoilers for some people who think the first attempt is the real video. They click on it, they skip through it, they see the result, they're like, oh, that's sad now. I'm trying to make the best possible experience, so for me it seems like first attempts should be unlisted, but I'm still going to provide that playlist just so you all can find them if you want. Like, if you want to search it out, it should be available to you, and that's what making them just unlisted right away, it doesn't give you that ability. I really appreciate the criticism that I received for that decision, because I don't think I would have come up with this solution without it. So thanks everyone for letting me know that you do want to watch the streams after the fact. Hopefully you will also watch the fully produced video. Okay, so this is technically my second run with Apom. Eric Wolf says Hidden Power is banned in first attempts. I think I'm just going to play this one like it's my second attempt from the beginning. But I do want to talk about Hidden Power. That said, and that's because I don't actually think Hidden Power is going to be useful. So this is what my overlay looks like behind the scenes right now. This is, anyways, I can change like the background and color of overlay and stuff like that. Anyways, up here, we have a hidden power or hidden power choice. And it's going to show the DVs that I have when I have that hidden power chosen. So we're going to go through some options for hidden power just so you can see how all of these DVs work out. Remember, in Generation 2, DVs range from 0 to 15. They are a 5-bit integer. Or sorry, there are 4-bit integer in these games. They become a 5-bit integer in Generation 3. So, yeah, 15 is the maximum value. 0 is the lowest value. The HP DV is not stored in the game. It is calculated based on your attack and defense DV. Your speed and special DVs can always be perfect. They do not need... They have no influence over your HP DV. And they also don't determine the power or the typing of your hidden power. So let's go through some. Dark is obviously all stats perfect. That is the same in Generation 3. A common one that I really like to use is Ice. This is because it has 15 HP. 13 attack. That's getting the wrong info. I think I have these two flipped around. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So Ice is 15 attack, 13 defense, with 15 HP. But if we go to one like Hidden Power Fighting, things get real bad. 3 HP, 12 attack, and 12 defense. So really not very good when you compare it with a Hidden Power like Ice, where you have full HP and only a little bit less attack. Zergling1 asks, how much does a DV affect an end stats, say level 70-ish? I know it could be pretty significant. I think I saw Snowy in the chat. If Snowy is around, I'm sure they will be able to answer with an exact number or an estimation. I'm pretty sure it's, like, it can be quite significant. Like, maybe like 20 stat points. Like, for HP, definitely, if you go with Hidden Power Fighting, you're going to lose out on a lot, which is going to change a bunch of stuff. Okay, 1 DV equals 1 stat point at level 50. Cool. That's good to know. So then you lose, at level 50, from this, you lose 12. So that's pretty bad. Yeah. Let's look at some other bad ones that I don't typically like to use. Hidden Power Flying is an example. 12 attack, 13 defense, 11 HP. It's just like, it's kind of like not great with the lower attack and lower HP. Like, I'm going to have less damage, I'm going to have less health. It's only really useful if you need it to, like, you absolutely need it to get through Bruno without any problems. In cases like Tyranitar, this does make sense. Some other bad ones are like Fire, 3 HP. Water, it's not great. It's not terrible, though. Probably around a little bit better than Flying, I guess. Grass is also quite bad, 3 HP. Electric. This one, you lose the attack stat, which is frustrating. The HP is not calculating right. You lose 1 attack, this HP should go down to 7. I'm gonna have to work on my calculations. I think, oh, I know why the HP is not calculating right. I put these 2 calculations in the wrong parts of the formula. I'll just fix it now. Oh, and now it doesn't like me. Apologies, 1 second. I know why it doesn't like me. Can't copy and paste right. This is gonna work. Okay, there we go. Electric. Yeah, there we go. That's what it's supposed to be. So your HP stat, it gets like a value added to it based on if these DVs are odd numbers. So it gets 8 added to it if the attack is odd, 4 added to it if the defense is odd, 2 added to it if the speed is odd, and 1 added to it if the special is odd. So the minimum value is going to be 3 because you always get 2 from speed and 1 from special because those can be odd. But then if these are even, like in the case of Hidden Power Fighting, even, so then you lose... Oh, it's still not working. supposed to be 3. It's working for electric, but not for the other one. I'll have to look at the formula. Anyways, that's how it works. You lose 7 from, or 8 from the attack, and then 3 from the defense. Sorry, 4 from the defense. You end up with 3 HP. I don't know why this isn't working. Okay, so hopefully I've done some good explanations with Hidden Power. You kind of understand how it works. With Aipom's coverage, I don't actually think Hidden Power is going to be that useful. So the one that I was considering for it is Hidden Power Ground. And this one is calculated correctly. You have 7 HP and then 12 attack and 15 and everything else. It's like, you lose a bunch of HP, but not that much. Like, it's not 3. And if the coverage can really help you against Magneton and Steelix specifically, then this can be very, very useful. Because it also is helpful against Morty. The thing here is that I have Ice Punch and I have Fire Punch. And I think that's going to be just enough. Plus I have Mud Slap to make Gligar really sad. How much does HP tend to affect runs? Well, it's a lot if the opponent is going to one-shot you, and you can just barely survive with a little bit more HP. Like, if your Pokemon is really fast and never taking damage, then HP affects the run not at all, so then the Hidden Power typing doesn't matter as much. But if you're not able to one-shot, or you're not outspeeding, then, like, HP is much more important. Alright, I'll just quickly explain the bug that we were having yesterday, because some of you might have noticed that I did this stream yesterday, but I didn't actually do this stream yesterday because I sat for about 40 minutes on stream trying to fix a bug and nothing fixed it, and then I had to stop streaming. I spent a bunch of the day making sure that the bug was resolved. What it ends up happening is it was a feature improvement that ended up causing unaffected side effects. So the developer of GameHook was able to transfer it over into like Net 8. Anyways, it's not really important if you don't understand the technical stuff behind it. I know I don't understand the technical side behind it. He just said this allows him to get a big performance boost. So he dropped down the polling rate from, which is a good thing. It makes the polling go faster. He took it from 25 milliseconds to 1 millisecond. Essentially, we're just asking the emulator for data all the time, like really quickly. And what I think happened, I'm not sure, Snowy might be able to answer a little bit more in detail, but I think what happened is that the emulator got overwhelmed with requests, and so then it had to kind of slow down in order to like send enough stuff to GameHook to meet the requests. And then because of that, we're getting this like weird kind of frame loss. Anyways, there's a good thing that came out of it. We now have an FP. Yeah, basically. Okay, so I guess I did a good summary. I'm glad my assumption was correct. Now we have a FPS monitor within the emulator, and we also figured out, we raised the polling rate to 5 milliseconds in GameHook, and now it's not an issue. Or that's what I did. We put it, technically the public release got put back to 25. So it's different. The goal though is to move away from this in general, where what we want to do eventually is have the emulator just push the data to GameHook every time it renders a frame. So for every frame, we just send the data directly to the emulator just sends the data directly to GameHook, and then we interpret that data and provide it to the user. So that's like the goal in the end. We've been talking about this for a long time, but haven't been able to do it. So thank you, Snowy, for building an emulator that can actually do this, or will be able to do this. Does becoming a member let us watch the stream VODs? You can watch all the stream VODs if you are not a member. At least anything that I have done this year. There are some really old streams that I did a long time ago on Twitch. Those ones are only available to members. And there are some other members exclusive videos, because I feel like people who support me should get something a little bit extra. But all of the main videos on the channel, as well as all of the main series, will be public. I'm never going to restrict a game ever again to only members. Everyone will have access to all the games I'm playing. And you will, yeah, all the stream archives will always be public. My goal, like, one of my highest priorities is making community around these games because I love these games so much and I want them to just exist forever. So, with the goal of community in mind, I don't want to, like, gate off a bunch of my stuff. Okay, so, this is Aipom in Pokemon Crystal. Let's see how it does. It's a normal type. Oh, I have my hidden power set to ground. I need to change that. Dark. You'll see it changed on the overlay on the move pool. Okay, so, yeah, here we go. This is going to be Pokemon Crystal with only an Aipom. I expect it to do decently well. So yeah, here we go. And we hope the software doesn't break. But I don't think it will. I did a bunch of testing and yeah. I developed my new auto splitter into this version of the software. So we're going to be getting splits throughout it. I won't be able to see them while I'm playing because it's still in a very rudimentary stage, but yeah. Also, I said I wasn't going to do this. I told everyone I was going to wait until I fix all of and refactor all my overlays before I release them to the public. That's not exactly true. Because I did all this work for Generation 2 to make this stream happen, I am actually going to release this version of the overlay to the public at some point in the near future. So, if you are a part of my solo running Discord, which should be a link to in the description, I will post the link there once I have officially packaged this and made a release of it. So if you want to play Gen 2 with any of the native Generation 2 Pokemon, and any of the original 251 Pokemon, you'll be able to do that with this software. It does only work for Crystal though, so sorry, you can't play Gold and Silver if you want to play those games. There's technically Pokemon's rendering 60 frames per second, so there's like, it's a little bit less than 60. It's like 59.7 something. So like the end frame rate ends up being about 239 frames per second when playing on 4 times speed. So that's why I set the polling rate to 5 milliseconds. Because it's essentially rendering a frame every 4.17 seconds. Every 4.17 milliseconds. Just divide 240 by 1,000. You make your own back sprites for the game? Well, not for this, no, but when I'm doing a back port, I make my own front sprite and back sprite. Except for I don't want to take credit for other people's work, so the back sprites and the front sprites that I used during my backport series in October were not my creations. I used those sprites that were available on the internet and talked about the people who made them during those streams. Because those sprites are way better than anything I could make. I do my best, it's fun. Usually, like right before bed, I'll take out my MacBook and I'll just like open Photoshop and make a back sprite or a front sprite. That's how I kind of like get them done over time. I've finished back sprites for all Generation 2 Pokemon, and the Generation 2 front sprites work in Generation 1. So yeah, I have backports essentially finished for all Generation 2 Pokemon into Generation 1. It's not like the visual frame is not necessarily changing, but the internals of the system are rendering a frame. I believe it's rendering like something like 15 frames per second of actual like visual data on the screen. I'm almost like 100% sure that it isn't rendering every single internal frame visually. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm like not the most knowledgeable person in this. Hey Cody, how's it going? I'm doing pretty good. I'm really happy that I'm able to play today. Yesterday was very frustrating. It's around 30 FPS on the overworld. Okay, cool. Is everything working okay today? Yeah, it is. We are back in business. And also, I've been working on a big game hook project. So one of the things that basically my only contribution with game hook, I've like done some tiny coding for the main application, but only like the tiniest bit, like maybe 3 lines of code. With my main contribution to that project is mapping the games. So going through and figuring out where a bunch of stuff is in the RAM and then organizing it into a file that allows it to provide data to the user in a way that the user needs to see it. So like providing the trainers' names and finding the location where the game stores the trainer's name when that's the Pokemon or the trainer you're fighting. So I've been doing a big rewrite to all of those mappers and I'm almost done now. It feels really good. The new mappers, the big advantage that the new ones are going to have is that you can essentially use the same overlay software. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter about the generation. You can use the same overlay for multiple different generations because everything's going to be parallel. How did I learn to code? By doing this. A lot of YouTube, a lot of ChatGPT, a lot of being frustrated and sitting at my computer for like 8 hours on end being like, where is this memory address? And literally staring at the hex code for the memory space. Like, just being like, it's somewhere here. I just have to wait till it changes and then find it. Yeah, it's been a laborious, labor-intensive process. I guess those things are the same. Okay, Faulkner, here we go. Pidgey's first. I'm going to scratch it, knock it out in 2 hits. Even though it crit with tackle, it doesn't matter. Pidgeotto's next, doing about a third, but I get a crit on the second turn, so really easy first gym badge. And with that, I'm going to get a 12.5% boost to my attack stat in the TM for Mud Slap, which of course, Aipom can learn. I think a lot of people now say sad Gligar sounds, so yeah, sad Gligar sounds. Coding is just Googling with extra steps. Yeah, and understanding like general logical syntax. If you can just get some like, if you just understand how like if statements work and how to like construct very short logical arguments, like something that's like a equivalency or a negation. If you can understand that, then coding becomes quite simple because you just go like, oh, I need to like find the conditions in which I do something else. I didn't teach it over Baton Pass because it's lower on my move set. Oh, I just noticed that the accuracy thing is not showing up correctly. I did not test that, so that's kind of ugly. Sorry. Apologies, I'll fix it next time. Hopefully, there's not that many accuracy lowering moves in this game. Not nearly as many as Generation 1. Why keep both Sand Attack and Mud Slap? Because Sand Attack can hit the Scyther in Bugsy's gym and Mud Slap can't. So by keeping Sand Attack, I leave an extra option to block its Fury Cutter. Scott found a mistake, stream over. Yeah. I might fix it. Yeah, I might do a second run today. I might fix it before the second run. Because it should be like a fairly quick fix. Have you implemented the one Pokemon in party fix? No, not yet. Yeah, I'm reading chat. This is not a first playthrough. Oops, talking to him again. This is a re-ranking stream. Plus, Generation 2 is so chill. I don't make nearly as many mistakes in Generation 2 when I'm... Like, you can, like, look over and look at chat for a little while during all these trainer battles, because all these trainers are awful. Like, in Gen 1, the trainers are... There's, like, the Jigglypuff trainer, and there's a whole bunch of people that actually cause problems. But in this game, none of the trainers cause problems. I think the only reason I was able to code is because I basically can't learn something if I'm not exceptionally interested in it. And the reason I was exceptionally interested in coding is specifically because I was working on a Pokemon project. Like, I really just wanted to get the current stats on the screen and have them update in real time. It was like a dream of mine since I first put the stats on screen, like a long time ago back in the Mew video or something. No, Oddish video. My very first Oddish in Red video. It's like 3.5 years old now. I put the stats on screen and I remember thinking to myself, it would be so nice if those could update while I play. And as soon as I found GameHook on GitHub, I was like, this is it. I'm going to do it. Like, we can do it. I thought the developer had abandoned the project, but I messaged him and luckily he came back. And then magic happened. Yeah, and like being able to code now feels like magic because before, when I had like boring tasks that were repetitive, I was just frustrated by them and I would be like, I'm not interested in that, I'm not going to do it anymore. Now when I find a boring, frustrating task that's repetitive, I get excited because I'm like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to build some kind of automation to like solve this problem and make life a little bit more accessible for myself. Morse code, you don't say. Can't do anything really interested in. When you do, you become a professional. Yeah, apparently, yeah. Apparently that is what happens for me. I have a weird, like, green thumb for turning my special interests into careers. I didn't teach Swift. I should probably just teach Swift in the place of Baton Pass right after this. You should look into AI. Yeah, I have a friend who is really into AI, so we talk about it at least like once every 2 weeks, like in depth. He always has really, really, really good tips for me about like content creation and AI and the areas in which those two things come together and what platforms and APIs are available. No. I'm gonna read chat, but I'm gonna read chat. I'm not reading chat specifically for first attempt live streams. Because the first attempt live streams I want to keep, I always want my first attempt in the video to feel like it's just me. Like it's me and the Pokemon, and I'm trying to figure it out. And I want to be able to tell that story to all of you. And I don't feel like I can honestly tell that story if when I was filming it, there was a bunch of people in chat telling me like, stop, please use this other move. Like, then it's more of how you were feeling about things. Okay, we're just going to... I don't know, Soul, can you end the poll? Rhymes. Okay, Scyther. Swift. Okay, we're going to knock it out. Oh, I've missed anyways. Easy. The poll right now. The majority of people, 37%, are saying under an hour and 40 minutes. So, we're going to lock that in essentially as the final result. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Not good things. Okay, here we go. Rival 2. This is usually one of the hardest fights in the game in Generation 2. Mod slap for the Ghastly. Hope it doesn't put me to sleep. Okay, good. If it puts you to sleep, it can spite and drain all of Mudslap's PP, and then you won't be able to knock the Ghastly out. It's really annoying with normal types. But a 2-hit on the Bayleaf with Swift, so Aipom is not going to have problems here. The reason I had the rival choose Bayleaf is because it is the hardest team to go up against as the player. You might think that that's weird because isn't Chikorita awful? Everyone thinks Chikorita is awful, and the answer is no, not when it's on the rivals team because it has Razor Leaf when all of the other starters only have Ember or Water Gun. And Razor Leaf is 15 more base power with a increased chance to crit. I think actually, someone asked me a while ago in chat, I do forget who it was, I'm very sorry, but they asked, what's the thing that you explain all the time that you're getting sick of explaining? I think it's that the rival is hardest to face when he has Meganium. I explained it all the time, and no one seems to get it, and I always get questions about it, and it's like, yes, he is harder than all of the other fights when he has the grass starter. Of course, unless you're like weak to water moves or something, then it makes sense to like pick the Croconaw or the Lava. Like with Scyther, for example, you should like definitely face the fire starter for the hardest possible battle. Repel. Morse code. Oh my gosh! Thank you for another $5. Sorry to make you read chat. Don't say that. You're not sorry. I'm gonna try and read the rest of that in a second. I really appreciate your message, but I can't slow down right now. So I can give up Sand Attack now because Bugsy's done. That was why I kept it. Now we have Headbutt. Headbutt's fantastic. And my moveset is about to forever change as well because we're gonna get all of the punches. I don't know why I fought this guy. Extra experience. He's usually not that good to fight. Okay. No more 9 to 5. I can afford Super Chat thanks to you. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks to me. Why thanks to me? I'm confused. Chris kind of kills the game for me. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts on Curse. It's really annoying, but there's actually more problems than Curse. Curse and Return are just like the scapegoats of why Generation 2 is bad, when Generation 2 is bad for a whole bunch of other reasons. So, for example, we are about to see one of these other reasons. I can go here, I can buy literally 3 elemental punches all at once, and if I have enough money, that is. I'm able to get enough. And once I have all of these elemental punches, like, my abilities are just, like, Aipom is going to start, like, speed running this game, essentially. Because it has coverage for basically everything it needs. Headbutt is fantastic. What's going to stand in its way? I really didn't want to accidentally buy the same punch twice. That would have been very embarrassing, so let's not do that. Oh, Morse code inspiration. I went from watching, I can do it. Nice! I'm glad. That really, actually, that makes me feel all kinds of good fuzzy feelings inside. This message is just for Scott to read chat. Ah! Yeah. I think that's actually a big motivation behind what I do is if, like, I can inspire someone else to, like, get making something, building something, whatever it is, like, even if you think that it's impossible to make the thing that you want to make with your current skills, like, I hope that if you go back and watch my very first video and then come back and watch, like, my, let's say, Ride-On vs. Golem video. Sorry, my Ride-On solo video. If you come back and watch that, I hope that you can get some perspective and be like, oh, like, it's okay to just be absolutely trash at something at the beginning and then over time develop skill while doing the activity. Because so often it's the case that people think that they can't start something until they're good at it, and that's just not true. You can start something when you're awful at it. And that doesn't mean you won't have anything to offer. Which is, okay, so I have to come back for the Abra, which is, like, really annoying. I'm going to sell something instead. I would really like to get the Abra right now so that I can teleport back later and save some time. I probably should have gone back and picked up the charcoal. It would have saved time in this section of the game. The Abra is 100 coins. All the menus go really fast in Generation 2, so I'm trying to explain that stuff so that you guys will understand it. Just so you know, I do not use the bike in Generation 2 because I personally believe that the bike is slower than just walking everywhere. The reason is, like, obviously it's not slower. Like, Scott, what are you saying? Yeah, okay. But on 4 times speed, because it's so fast, it actually causes you to mess up more. And whenever you mess up, you lose more time than you would gain by just moving faster. So, yeah. That's awesome. Now I have a console repair workshop. That's so cool. Yeah, we need more bonks. Do I like Farfetch'd? Yeah, I love Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is a great Pokemon. Yeah, the getting on with Select doesn't matter. The main reason why the bike is not good is because you have to spend 14 seconds walking over to the side to get it, and then to register it with Select. Just that alone, you'll never make up those 14 seconds in a run at the speed that I'm going at. Like, by the end of the game, you will have maybe broken even, but if you mess up, then you will not have broken even. Okay, Whitney, one hit the Clefairy? All right. Good job. Flinch the Miltank. Roll out. Nice. Easy. Yeah, your mistakes inspire me to do a Pokemon run on my channel and persevere with it despite my mistakes. Yeah, exactly. I'm really glad that that inspired you. When I was a kid, I really wanted to be a musician. And I think the core, like, I didn't understand this when I was younger, but, like, I think the core motivation for me in getting into music was, like, I really wanted to do something that had the ability to inspire others. And I saw, like, musicians when I was a kid, and I was like, wow, those people inspire me. And I just feel extremely grateful to be in a position where, like, occasionally people will write to me and just be like, hey, like, I saw your stuff and now I'm doing this thing, and that really, yeah, it makes all this worth it. Okay, so Return is now better than Headbutt. Let's just teach it. It has more PP anyways. Of course it does. So here we go! So remember when I said there are more problems than just Return? Yeah, the fact that I can have Return in all three of the elemental punches. Like, what is this? Oh, that's actually kind of alarming how little damage I did to the Sudowoodo, but we're fine. Aipom is absolutely flying. Yeah, this thing's great. Yeah, Whitney is surprisingly rarely an issue in these runs. I think that the reason Whitney is a problem, if you're training more than one Pokemon, she's a little bit high in terms of level, and that can be very problematic. And the starters are not particularly exceptional against her. So, yeah. Oh, I should mention this. Churro just got up from his bed and went under my desk. He's going to sit by my feet for a bit. It is actually his birthday today. Churro is now 2 years old. No! Yeah, happy birthday, Churro. Another thing about hidden power that you might not have thought about is if I have hidden power, then I can't have all the elemental punches. Which is like, to some extent, it would be okay because I could have a I could have another physical move, like a ground type move or something like that. I do need to fight some trainers here. I don't want to like get too like Aipom is not an amazing Pokemon. Let's do a little bit of training. Nice. Anyways, just losing one of the elemental punches is like a little bit inconvenient. The run is fairly like straightforward in terms of strategy. It's like return for primary damage, and then whenever you have super effective damage, using one of the punches might be better depending on the Pokemon. Sometimes return will just be better even though the punches are super effective. I'm going to state that now because later in this run, I'm definitely going to hit some Pokemon with moves that I shouldn't be hitting them with. Like here, the Krabby is going to be better to Thunder Punch because it has really low special defense. Oops. I want to bump into this guy because he puts me on this tile. Then the rival pushes me down, which saves me 1 step. Actually, 2 steps. Oh, I said no to this guy. He's always really offended when you say no. Nichols. Thank you for Churro B-Day Hype. I appreciate it. Hit $20. Thank you so much. Robert, 20 memberships. Thank you. Churro appreciates it. I'll get him some good cat food. Very generous. Go check out the analysis videos if you got gifted a membership. Like almost 7 hours of that stuff out there. This is the point where I'm like, I'm not sure if I should be doing training because everything is feeling really easy, or if I should just try and speed through absolutely everything. Jonathan Frank, $10. Happy birthday, Churro. Meow Mix. Deliver another happy year to you. Buyers, 10 memberships. Oh my, everyone's going to be a member. That's how it's going to be. I feel scummy if I say something like, make everyone a member in chat. Like, go to it, community. But yeah, so don't do that, actually. Only, please, only financially support me if it's within your means. Please take care of yourself and all of your basic needs first. Yeah, that's very important. Okay, Dennis, here we go. The one, the only, and Return is better against his Pokemon. Ice Punch will one-hit the Spearows, though. Don't worry, yesterday's stream never happened. Yes, exactly. I don't have Dig. I have Escape Ropes, though. Yeah, I was really frustrated yesterday. Like, I texted my wife partway through the day, and I was just like, today has been so frustrating. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have like a breakdown. Not like an actual breakdown, but like I just felt like I was like gonna have to like scream a little bit. It's just like, it's so frustrating when nothing is working and like you're testing everything and like it was working like a month ago and then like everything just broke. Yeah. Gibatronic. Okay, thank you for the donation. We have to face the rival now. Haunter, Ice Punch in case I freeze. Oh, it doesn't get knocked out when it curses on itself, but I still don't take damage. Okay, Magnemite, so Fire Punch, one hit, easy, and from here it's going to be a Return, which is going to 2-hit the Bayleaf, right? Yeah, definitely. Mr. Razor Leaf, no problems. Okay. Yeah, James, you remind everyone to like the video. Thank you. I always appreciate those little interactions with the video because, like, it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. Like, YouTube just wants to know, like, what content are people, like, actually invested in? Like, did you click on it and, like, click off after 2 seconds? Well, that's not going to do well with the YouTube algorithm. But if you click on it and you stay for a long time and you press the like button, then it's like, hey, yeah, like, obviously this person is enjoying this. So we should spread it around. I try not to think too much about that because it can get, I think it can get really toxic if you're constantly focusing on metrics and just like that becomes your identity. Instead, I'm just like, I just try and show up every day and make stuff a little bit better so that the quality is improving. And I hope you see that in the videos. The thing I focused on a lot during December was narration quality. Especially for some of the ending videos, like I was listening to every sentence after I recorded it and then trying to get different takes if I felt it wasn't good enough. Okay, Morty time. I'm going to give the Mint Berry. This fight overall is not that difficult just because he's a ghost type specialist and I'm a normal type. So what is he really going to do to me? How much time do you spend off the game to improve the content a week? Like playing the game, that's hard. Let me do this after this fight, because the curse might actually get me here. Gengar, come on. Oh, we're actually gonna do it by 5 hit points. That was close just because of curse. I'm glad. No problems though. Okay, so in terms of like my time distribution, like this morning, I couldn't sleep, so I woke up at like 3:45 a.m. and I came to the office, and then I worked on the mappers until maybe an hour and a half ago, I think. So that was like maybe 7 hours of mapper work behind the scenes. And then I'm going to stream now for like 3 hours, and then I'll probably go back to doing some like behind the scenes improvement stuff. I would say it's like I probably spend like 75 to 80% of my time making the videos better, and like maybe 20% of my time playing the game. Right now, it might be. I could see it being more improving the videos and less playing them, honestly. I put a lot of time into the stuff behind the scenes. There's so much going on. I want to fight this person. Nacho, thank you for the 50. I don't know what that is. ARS? Oh, before starting, did you know that 57% of people watching the video don't know Venomoth is a dragon electric type? Yes. I love when someone comments like, Venomoth? A dragon flying type? I'm like, oh, welcome to the channel. It's good to have you. Thanks for checking out my stuff. Hopefully you'll stick around even though you think I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, I'm going to do Chuck next because I autopiloted over here, and now I'm in the gym, and I don't want to backtrack to Pryce. But I think Pryce and Lake of Rage would have been the safer choice. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to one-shot the Hitmonlee, so... Beating Chuck first is actually advantageous because then I'll get access to the pink bow a little bit faster. There are 2 pink bows you can get in the game. The first one is obtainable outside of New Barktown after you defeat Faulkner. And it's only available on, I think, Tuesdays. And then the other one is available after you defeat the Rocket plotline from Marie, I think her name is. Chuck is really, really bad, I know. He's the Surge of this game. He can defeat you. Like, if he just, like, no-scopes, like, 4 dynamic punches in a row, like, it's gonna feel really bad. But he might just, like, miss after using Mind Reader, so there's always that option. Plus, I have a Mint Berry. I didn't use it during the Morty fight, so I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, here we go, Chuck. Let's see how this goes. Like, I would say I work on the channel about 10 hours a day. Like, that's probably my average time input. With, like, some days being more like 8, and then other days being more like 12 or 14. Okay, yeah, Chuck is really bad. So easy. And I would say, like, on most days, it's mostly behind-the-scenes stuff. And then, like, maybe every 2 or 3 days, I will do some playing. For, like, 4 hours, 5 hours. And, of course, like, all of that changes in October, November, and December. Then it's, like, mostly... in October, November, and December, it's almost exclusively, like, wake up. Like, my December schedule this year was wake up, do 3 to 4 hours of voiceover work, then do, like, 6 to 8 hours of video editing, and then maybe play the game twice with one Pokemon. I don't know why I'm walking over here. I'm talking. Sometimes less video editing depending on like what the day was like and what my video editor was working on, because he was working simultaneous to me. We're both working at the same time. And Rick was helping with basic cuts. It's really like a village. It takes a village to make a Pokemon channel, apparently. And for anyone that's like, well, you're gonna burn yourself out. This is too much work. Stop working so much. Like, yeah, I love doing this. I'm so passionate about this. This doesn't actually feel like work to me. This feels like joy. So my feeling is, when someone tells me to do less of this, I get a little bit miffed. You can't tell me what I should do. I listened to punk music when I grew up. This game sparks joy. Yes, it's very true. Okay, Gyarados, this should be no problem. I have Thunder Punch. Ta-da! Oh, not very much. Well, didn't matter anyways. When I play Crystal Legacy, I am going to go in blind. I have not watched any of Smith Plays Pokemon videos on it. I've just ignored everything about it. I watched like the first part of the video, and then as soon as I realized that he's going to go through all the mechanics, I was like, I'm not watching anymore. I'm just going to like turn it off, and I'm going to come back to this after I play it. The problem is, as long as you don't, thank you. If I had to like send sponsorship emails every day, I would burn out. Anyways, I want to play Crystal Legacy, but the mappers, I need to make a custom mapper for the game. And I can't make a custom mapper for the game unless I get in touch directly with Smith Plays. And I have sent him messages on X as well as by email. And he did not respond. So I don't actually know if I'll ever play Crystal Legacy on the channel. It would be great to do it, but I need RAM maps. I can't do it if I don't have a RAM map. Like, I could do it, but I could do it. And like, if I map it, I will make the mapper, of course, available in GameHook for literally everyone. So, I would love to map the game for the community, but yeah, right now it's not possible. And like, it is possible. I could do it, or someone else could do it, but it would take so much manual effort. Like, probably 3 weeks of like full-time work. I could just play it casually, but I don't know. I don't think so. Are you overtraining? Well, I'm not really fighting any non-mandatory trainers here. I think I might have been overtraining a little bit in the lighthouse, but now I'm just fighting minimum battles. Yeah, Jay, that'd be great. Like, yeah, happy to play. If you got RAM maps, send them my way. Maybe I can look into finding a way to automate the generation of a mapper based on the RAM map. That would be a good tool to have. You just like give it the RAM map, and then it just like spits out a mapper file for you. Maybe we gotta build that automation. That seems like a smart thing to do. Yeah, like, I would play it casually, but I love having everything update and like making stuff look really cool. And that part of the process brings me so much joy that I think there would be like this, it would feel like there's like an emptiness in my soul if I played it without an overlay. But I do intend, if I end up playing it, I do intend to play it casually first, but I'll do it with some kind of like interesting overlay. Yeah, every crystal run does kind of feel casual to me. This is my like relaxing series. Well, and platinum. Platinum is relaxing because it's really slow. This is relaxing because it's long, and there's. What do you mean with a mapper? It's a file that essentially tells GameHook which memory addresses to look at to retrieve certain pieces of information. So like, look at address 125,000. At that address, over the next 11 bytes, you will find the player's name. Translate it to a string using this character map. So it's literally a map. It's like a map of where everything is stored in the RAM. Thanks, guy. You make my incredibly boring and crappy job easier to get through. I'm glad, Brain Gaming. Sorry to hear about the boring job, but at least you got a job. Unfortunately, it's boring. Okay. Rice time. Oh my, everyone, oh, what? So many donations, or like super chats. That's what they're called over here. Stacy, proposed versus series. Fully evolved versus full line. Ooh, yes. Interesting. Love it. I never actually thought of that pairing. Okay, here we go, Pryce. Why haven't I changed my held item? It's going to take time, and I don't think I need to. Thunder Punch the Seal. Actually, Return would have done more damage, so we'll switch to using it now. By the way, Return is going to do more damage to all 3 of his Pokemon. I'm looking at the damage ranges right now. Don't lie. Don't argue with science. Everyone on my Tyranitar video was so upset that I did not keep it with Crunch. And I ran the numbers on that thing so many times. And Crunch is not better against the Espeon, despite what everyone thinks. So, yeah, it feels like that's the correct choice, but it's not. Well, I actually do argue with science because that's the whole point of science. I just realized that. So, like, yes, argue with the science. Do your own research and then come back and see, does the thing that you were arguing against still stand up to scrutiny? It might not. I posted about that a while back, though. I put screenshots or something up that were just like showing the damage ranges so that other people could have the information. I struggle to find a way to include that stuff because there's there's so much data, like it gets overwhelming visually. Okay, Jasmine, hopefully Fire Punch is going to one hit. And it does, so we don't have to worry about Thunder Wave unless I had a bad roll there. And I don't, that's a guarantee. Now it's Steelix time, Fire Punch. It misses Iron Tail, so clean sweep. Completely easy. Tyranitar would be fun in Platinum. I have heard that Tyranitar gets very good in Generation 3. I don't know why, but supposedly it gets really good in Generation 3, so I'm excited to play it when we get there. Jasmine's Pokemon have trash special defense, yeah. The ability? Infinite Sandstorm? Oh, that is good. And then that gets even better in Generation 4 because it gets the special defense boost, doesn't it? It's like Dark Rock, right? Yeah. So it'll get the special defense boost because Rock Pokemon get a boost to their special defense stat when in a Sandstorm. That is not a part of Generation 2, by the way. But Sandstorm does 1/8 damage in this game, so it does a lot of damage. It was taken down to 1/16 starting in Generation 3. Oh yeah, and because of physical special split in Gen 4, it'll be even better because Crunch will be physical. And it has higher physical attack, of course. Like a giant roaring dinosaur with stubby little arms. It's so cute. I like Tyranitar. What a good Pokemon. Apom's really good. Do you plan to run Heart Gold, Soul Silver eventually? Just look at the trend on my channel. What do you think? What do you think? Of course. I plan to run every game in the series eventually. It's just going to take me a long time to get there. I have realized this year that there is coming a point very soon when I will not be able to start a new generation every single year. Up until this point, every year on December 25th, I have started playing a new game. The first year, December 2020, started playing Gen 2. Next year, Emerald. Next year, Fire Red. This year, Platinum. Next year, who knows? I'm not going to spoil it. But I have thought about it. Okay, so Petrol was not a problem, which is great, because he's usually kind of difficult. He's definitely the most difficult trainer in this section of the game. Sometimes the rival is sometimes problematic if you're really weak to his starter. but I don't expect it to be that problematic this time. Always enjoy your vacation or enjoy your content. Yes, I'm glad, Gemma. It's good to see you here again. Okay, here we go. Rival. Golbat return. Then Fire Punch on the Magnemite. And then Ice Punch on the Haunter. It's telling me that does the most damage, so I'm going to do it. Oh, by the way, something I want to do next year or this year is I want to order the Pokemon as they appear on the right-hand side of the screen in the order the trainer is going to send them out in. Because the trainer sends them out based on your Pokemon's typing. So we can, because it's deterministic, we can just calculate the order they're going to send them out in and then display them in that order, which I think will visually tell the story of the AI a little bit better. Drinking game. Watch an old Scott Slots video and take a drink every time he says damage rounding threshold. Yeah, you'll get that drinking game will be just wild if you watch videos from early 2023 and like I guess late 2022. From about like August 2022 to August 2023, you'll have so much fun. No agility. It's not useful in Gen 2 because you can't badge boost with it. Have I decided between Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Yeah, I'm probably going to play Heart Gold because in terms of thumbnails, if I do another silver thumbnail, then I have 2 Generation 4 silver thumbnails, Platinum and Soul Silver, which that doesn't look very good when you're like trying to visually communicate to someone which video they should pick. They'll just look at both and be like, it's kind of similar. Like, it needs to be like in under a quarter of a second, the person needs to look at it and know which game I'm playing. There, by the way, there's a max potion here. Someone let me know about that one time when I was streaming. I go back to my older videos, and every time I steal someone's joke, like the oldest videos, every time I steal a meme, like the Helix fossil, take a drink. Every time I mistype Venomoth, of course. So you're never gonna drink because I never ever say that it's a bug poison type. Wait, we have no resets. Sorry, I'm just cluing into this right now. Aipom is doing great. This little thing is on fire right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we know this thing's good. But, like, I didn't expect it to be this good. I expected it to be good, though. It's a normal type. Yeah, you could drink every time I mention my girlfriend. Drink every time I tell a joke that doesn't land. So, like, in my Forgotten Pokemon series, every time I forget what the Pokemon is and, like, no one understood that that's what I was intending those jokes to be. And everyone was just like, Corsola isn't actually a piece of sea trash. You're a monster. The coral reefs are dying. Yeah. Oops. All right. Got some vitamins. One thing I really like about Gen 2, you move around slightly faster in the overworld than you do in Generation 1, which can be a problem when you first start playing these games. By the way, that's one of the reasons I started playing Gen 2 on 3 times speed instead of 4 times speed. The menus are way faster and I couldn't navigate them, and then the overworld was a little bit like, it was just getting through doors and stuff was too hard. It's like, I'll play at a slower multiple of game speed, which then ended up messing up my first like year and a half of crystal results. Well, the attack is not maxed. It's hit the vitamin threshold. The vitamin threshold is roughly 1/3 of the max way to the max stat experience. But as you will know if you follow Snowy on the platform formerly known as Twitter, stat experience actually has a bigger impact on your stats when you're at a lower level, because the stat experience is squared. Or sorry, it has a bigger impact on your stats when you have less stat experience. So like getting the last 10% full is less impactful than filling up the first 10%. I hope that's clear. Clodsire backport and Crystal? Yeah. I really want to do every single regional variant as a series. I don't know when though. There are so many series happening right now. I gotta prioritize finishing some first. I can't just start stuff and then never finish anything. Like, I don't want to be the PokeTuber J.J. Abrams. But do you stop button mashing coming through? I don't know. I never actually checked to see if you could hear my button mashing or not. Okay, I do have super repels. I'm like, did I not buy super repels? No, we're good. Get a really good sound isolating microphone. Don't buy a Blue Yeti. Blue Yeti is like, it's going to pick up every single small thing in the background. You're going to get hissing noises from like white noise. It's just going to be, you need a microphone that's really good at operating in an environment where there's supposed to be a lot of sound. The Shure SM7B is what I use. It's like the microphone you'll see on like the Lex Friedman podcast and a bunch of other podcasts. Like, everyone has it. If you're like a podcaster, you have this microphone. And if you have this microphone, you feel like you're a real podcaster. So I do feel like I'm a real podcaster. Just for reference, it's the microphone Michael Jackson used to record Thriller. And it has been an industry standard for a very long time. So it's not going to be like outdated if you buy it this year and then you max potion there. It's not going to be outdated if you buy it this year and then have to buy it. Like, you're not going to have to upgrade. Once you got it, you got it. You're good. Brain Gaming, thank you again. Sure, you are not wrong. Do want to be a YouTuber, just scared to make the move. Just make stuff. Seriously, just make stuff. I run the Scarlet interface because it's the low-cost interface. There are many better interfaces, and I know that. I have a Scarlet, like, 2i2, and it's an old one. I got it when I was doing music a long time ago, and it just happens that it was useful when I switched over to doing this. And also, like, there are more affordable mics that you can consider getting before you're making money doing this. The fact that this is my job, it means that I should invest money in a microphone, and this microphone is not particularly cheap. Like, I'm not going to pretend that everyone should just go out and buy this microphone. That would be completely absurd. So again, like, make financially wise decisions. If you want to be a YouTuber or you want to make content on any platform and you're like, I need a mic, don't just go out and buy this mic because a bunch of other people have it. Like, consider, like, maybe at the beginning, just like, if you're doing TikToks, record stuff on your phone and don't worry about external mics. Or like, if you're gonna do like review videos on YouTube, just use your iPhone. Like, iPhones are really good. So, okay, Claire, let's do this. Okay, Dragonaire's first. So, do we ice punch it or do we return? The router says return, so yeah, let's do it. Ice Punch only does 85 to 100% damage, whereas Return does 141% to 166%. So yeah, Return spam is the answer. I did not get seduced by the super effective damage. Kira, I see the Overquill versus Weirdeer. Weirdeer, right? I think so. Weird Deer. Yeah, that would be fun. Gotta do those in Gen 2. How bad are mics built into laptops? They're usually quite bad. But like, if you're starting out, like, just like make some stuff. Like, your first videos are always going to be bad. Just like, I think the first thing to accept when starting to make stuff is just accept that the first things you make will be bad. It will be bad for the first 2 to 5 years. Like, just like assume that. And like, the reason some of my stuff got better a little bit faster than that is honestly just the fact that I literally had audio processing experience because I was a musician and I did university courses that were about digital composition. So I had some degree of like understanding how to work in a DAW and make stuff happen in terms of audio production. Also, my first videos are recorded with a Blue Yeti, so go back and listen to the echoey sound if you want to hear it, in comparison to the SM7B that I use now. And if you want to see the Shure MV7, which I used for one video, it's my EV video. Buyers 2476. Thank you again for $50. So generous. I really, really, really appreciate it. It's good to know you've been around for a few years. Like, in my book, that seems like... Yes, I am a Reaper fan. I use Reaper. Reaper is a great DAW. My digital composition professor back in like 2012 told me about Reaper. And ever since then, that's what I've been using. We had to, like, we literally had to... Oh, I'm going to mess this up. Oh, we got it. We got it. We're good. Uh-oh. Here, yeah, got it. Oh, no. Oh, I got stuck again. Okay, I'm gonna get unstuck because I remember how to get out of here now. Somewhere here. Where are you? There's a staircase somewhere there. I know it's there. Don't do this. Oh, did it. Yeah, okay. Whew. Yeah, you can't teleport out of caves. You have to use dig. That, I would say that's the first, like, let's get escape ropes now. I think that's the first, like, major mistake I've made in this run. That happened on another stream, and I paused and looked it up, so I knew kind of how to get out this time. I don't have it memorized because I haven't, like, gone through it step by step, so I wasn't very efficient at doing it, but I was able to do it. Did I forget Dratini? Probably forgot Dratini, right? Yeah, I did. Second. So the first mistake I made was forgetting Dratini, and I'm sure it was all over chat. Yeah, the Blue Yeti is so sensitive. I literally recorded my videos in the closet, surrounded by clothes, so that it would be as muffled and muted as possible, so there would be no echoey stuff. I would have to move into the, like, move from my regular space with all my other gear, like, move all my gear into the closet, record the voiceover, and then move back to edit the video. Yeah, I didn't like doing retakes back then because every time I had to do one line retake, it would take like 3 hours. Like, no, that line's just going to be bad. I'll put some text on the screen and hopefully people will look at it. But now I record everything here, so now it's easier. Come on. Did I not get the rare candy? I don't think I got the rare candy. I just flew over here. I'll show you how I'll get it. I have to focus for a little bit. Oh, it's Scott. I'll go back to get it. Yeah, and like another thing that I learned quickly when I was like getting set up to make some content. Is it even worth getting with the fast growth rate? Yeah, it is. It's always worth getting, I think. Until I see like some hard data about like seconds spent in battle fighting trainers and how that is better, I'm gonna, like, the rare candy is the better choice. It's like maybe 20 seconds to get that rare candy. It's probably more like 15. Okay. Yeah, when I was getting set up to do it, I learned that there's this term called GAS. It's an abbreviation, Gear Acquisition Syndrome, which basically is when you start out, you think that like your stuff will be better if you get better gear, and that your stuff isn't good and people aren't watching your stuff because your gear isn't good. So you're like, oh, if only I had more money, then my stuff would be good and people would watch me. But the reality is there are a lot of really big content creators out there who have terrible gear, and objectively their production quality is awful. So you can make good stuff with bad gear. Don't be seduced by the fact that you need to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars making yourself a home studio to produce good stuff. But if you are making money doing it, and you're a perfectionist like me, then by all means, get yourself some good stuff. So you can teleport back to the league. So, yeah. Don't buy 30 guitars. Yeah. Actually, I have a story about that. I'm going to tell it in a second after we get through the Elite Four. Please remind me to tell the guitar story, chat. Do I need anything else? Are we good? I think we're good. Let's go into this. Okay, hello Churro, it's your birthday. We're gonna party against Will like it's your birthday. We're gonna spam return the whole way because it is the best move against every single one of his Pokemon. Wow, that Psychic did actually decent damage. The Slower was probably gonna set up, but I'll two-shot. Yeah. Hi Churro. Hi buddy, don't step on the keyboard. Q. He's going back to his bed. Okay, Will was very easy, as is usually the case. Will's like definitely the worst league member. And then Koga's next. Another reason why return is pretty much always better is because the pink bow is boosting its power, plus I get the same type of attack bonus, and it has very high base power. And I have a higher attack stat than special attack stat. So it's like, of course here the Fortress I'm going to Fire Punch, but like everything else is just going to be return. Oh yeah, and Whitney's badge too, so that's another 12.5% boost. Because in Generation 2, badges give a boost that increases the power of that badge's type, the damage that those moves do in battle when the player uses them. So Whitney's badge gives me a 12.5% boost to the damage of normal type moves. I'll Ether return before this fight, but like, as long as I can survive the a Mach Punch from the Hitmonchan and then a Cross Chop from the Machamp, I think I should be fine in this fight. Because I outspeed the Hitmonlee and I'm pretty sure I'm going to one-hit. I do, so no high jump kick. This has priority, so it's going to hit me for about a quarter, a little bit less, it looks like. Machamp, I should two-hit. Oh, I almost one-hit, but it crits with Cross Chop. Okay, that is the first reset. All right. It has increased higher crit chance Cross Chop, by the way, so like, it's not, I don't have to get really unlucky for it to get crits like that. Come on. Ah! That's bad. Okay, really bad. Let's use 3 rare candies. I need a little bit more damage. 1, 2, 3. We want to go over a damage rounding threshold to hopefully one-shot the... Yeah, didn't even need a crit. That's why I'm using the rare candies. Because like I want to get more damage for the Machamp to hopefully get the one-hit range on it. If it had like crit again, I would have just tried the fight again, which would have actually been bad because then I would have known that I wouldn't have known that it knocks me out without a crit. Oh, that was just a mistake objectively. I don't know why I thought the Onix was coming out next. The Onix is not coming out next. Silly mistake. It is his 4th Pokemon slot, but not the one that's next. Nice to see a new Elite Four member. I know, right? Okay, don't throw. Just keep using return. It's not Onix next, it's Machamp. Return does not do enough. Oh! Live with 5 hit points. Alright, as long as Ice Punch 1 hits the Onix. We're good. All right. 3 resets to Bruno. First slowdown in the run, but we're using an Aipom. Like, it's doing real well so far. If this is the first, if that's the first reset, like, okay, great. Why wouldn't it Oko the Onyx? I don't know. Because I have 40 special attack. That's why. Kind of annoying. Umbreon is always this fight, unless you can one-hit the Umbreon, this fight's always a little bit unpredictable. And yes, return is better here against the Vileplume. Probably gonna like at least they don't take curse damage on that turn, but okay. Miss on the Houndoom, Flamethrower. Oh, but I one-hit it. Alright, so first attempt Karen, not bad. Even with Sand Attack. Even with Sand Attack. I don't know if Never Melt Ice is the right choice here, but I'm gonna go for it. If there's any fight not to have the pink bow, it's this one. Alright, let's go. Lance. It's Thunder Punch, then a lot of Ice Punch. Maybe Thunder Punch for the Gyarados. Wow, alright, Thunder Punch for the Charizard. The Gyarados did survive. I wasn't expecting that. Let's see if Ice Punch 1 hits. Yeah, 4 times damage. So it's probably guaranteed against all the Dragonites. It isn't actually. 42% on the second one. But Rockslide from the Aerodactyl didn't do that much. Charizard's next, so Thunder Punch. Actually, Return does more damage to it, but I'm going to 2-hit with... I had already used the other one. So 2-hit. And yeah, nice. Beat Lance. The ace is very low chance. It's a low chance, not very low. Yeah, Birdkeeper Lance, that's right. Oh yeah, Guitar Story. I can restart. Reset. It's gonna count me as a reset there, and I'm gonna fix it. I have not yet programmed around that yet. I'll program around it in a second. Okay, so the Guitar Story. I had graduated university, and I did a music degree, which is like the least financially responsible thing in the world. Yeah, if anyone tells you should do a music degree so that you get a good job, don't listen to them. So yeah, I just done a music degree, and I was like, fresh out of school. I took a little bit of time off because my last year was super stressful. And I was just living on a tiny bit of savings that I had left over. And then I went to Guitar Works, which is a guitar store where I'm from. And there was this beautiful Gibson guitar there that had been damaged in a gig that its previous owner was playing. And so, of course, the salesperson was like, this guitar is like great, but like it's got this little bit of damage, and like so we've been able to put this like big discount on it. And I was like, oh, like I wish I could buy it. I like just like don't have the money. And then I went home. I thought about it. The next day I drove back to Guitar Works and I bought the guitar. Terrible choice. Yeah, and then I panicked because I didn't have a job and I had no money. And I had this dumb guitar that I couldn't resell because it's damaged. Never do that. Don't do that. I was 22. This is the decision a 22-year-old makes. Don't. Please. I'm 31 now. Learn from me. This was an error. So yeah, I went around handing out resumes the next day. On some level, it actually motivated me to get a job, so I guess it worked. It did what it needed to do. I still have it too. We're gonna get the leftovers. It was an electric guitar, so like yeah, it's a little bit harder to busk on the street, but I guess people do like bring around their like amps and stuff now. That is a thing. That's such an ADHD decision. I know. I was just like, I need this guitar. Like, it's on sale right now. Like, he really got me with the pressure sales. Like, he also told me, he's like, if like you don't take it, like at the end of the month when I get my paycheck, like I'm gonna buy it because like it's so good. I'm like, oh, like I gotta go back and get it before he buys it. I'm also like really naive and I like really am trusting. So when the salesperson tells me they're going to buy the instrument, I'm like, oh, they're definitely going to buy it. Like, oh, it's good I crit the execute, but objectively the wrong choice to Thunder Punch it. Eric, even like going to Juilliard and like getting into a symphony, it doesn't actually matter. Almost all of the symphonic auditions are screen auditions. So the people who are judging you, they sit behind literally a screen. They cannot see you. You just play the music for them. You don't speak at all. They listen to the music, and if they like the way it sounds, then they promote you to like the next stage in the selection process. So there's like, they don't like read your resume or anything. They just literally listen to you play. You could literally have never gone to school and get into an orchestra. Just gotta play really well. So how well are things going? Really well, I think. This run has like been pretty easy. Some hiccups at Bruno and some silly mistakes that I made around the end of the gym challenge, but other than that, like it's been smooth sailing. Quite happy with this. Houndoom is really, really good in Gen 2. Yeah, but it's a slow growth rate Pokemon, so I'm probably never going to be exceptional within this format. I don't know who I was talking about it either, sorry. There's that one person in the Elite Four who is problematic. Oh, gosh. The ledge. The ledge. Oh, no. A Voltorb. Terrifying. Talk to this manager. When he says, like, give them a taste of my Zap Cannon, like, you know that little scene where, like, Lance has, like, Dragonite use Hyper Beam on the guy? Imagine getting Zap Cannoned. Ooh. Yeah, there goes Scott working his way to increase his bonk counter, yep. Oh, bonking into that guy too. I wonder how Houndoom would do in Generation 1. We'll have to find out. %50 accuracy scares no one. Yeah. Throw it back to the old days. Tangela. I'm sure some of those people never came back. Just like hear me pronounce that once and they're like, okay, I'm out. That's that. Never gonna watch this guy again. Yeah, fire types are like probably the third worst typing in yellow. Like objectively the type itself. The Pokemon themselves are actually quite good, which like their stats and stuff, they're quite good. So they kind of make up for the fact that their typing is really bad in the game. Like their typing is punished by yellow. Electric is far worse. And like Bug is bad because the Pokemon just don't have any good moves. There's not really any good Bug Pokemon in Generation 1 or any good Bug moves. There's like so many problems with that typing in the first gen. And then Poison types are just like either amazing or awful. Okay, I gotta focus a little bit from here on out. Did I not get the machine part? I didn't get the machine part. That's why I need to focus. I just talked to the guy in the gym. It's fine. It's fairly fast because you just... I'll fight Misty now while I'm in here. I don't really like fighting her this early on. She's like one of the better gym leaders, but it should be fine. The best secondary type for a Bugmon? That's an interesting question. In Gen 1, like water. Water would be great because it counters out Rhydon and ground types and rock types. And maybe you get water gun at the beginning of the game. I think that would be really helpful. Maybe there is another type that's better, but that's like the first one I go to. Just because like Giovanni's Rhydon with Rock Slide terrifies me. And that's just because as a kid I'm like my Butterfree got destroyed by it over and over and over again. So I don't know, that might not be... I'm sure on further analysis there's a better type. Yeah, having ground type would be really good. Psychic type also, Bug Psychic would be really good. Yeah, there's no intention in Gen 1 that the types will all be balanced. Pablo, that's a good... Or, sorry. Nice guy, I think. Said that, yeah. Sure, I'll do a source kit backport at some point. I'm like promising all these runs. I at some point I said I shouldn't do that because I end up promising all this stuff and then I get really stressed out because I'm like, oh, I can't. Like, there's not enough weeks to get all the videos out this year. So I don't know when I'm gonna do any video. We'll see. For now, it's streams for the rest of the month, and then in February we'll have some new videos, which have already been planned. So even if you suggest something to me, I won't be able to change the plans because I'm already working on those videos. I didn't get the radio card. Oops. I'm realizing right now, Snowy, I'm so sorry, Snowy. I'm realizing right now that I forgot to record the replay. No! I guess I'm doing a second run today. We'll see if we can improve the time a bit. Or maybe we'll do a different Pokemon, I don't know. I don't actually need the replay file because I'm not going to like make this into a video, but like I wanted the replay file to test my software with for the rest of the week, but apparently I'm not allowed nice things because I'm forgetful. What's your favorite generation to solo run? They're all different. No, it's not about the VOD. Like, I'm recording the video. I want the replay file so I can continuously play through it in real time and have GameHook respond to all the live data. Because then, like, I can test all my, like, auto splitters and everything like that to see if everything's working. And then, like, stress test stuff by, like, doing the run over and over and over again and then, like, finding bugs and that sort of thing. So. It's recording all the splits and everything right now as I play, though. So, like, we're not going to miss anything. It's just, like, I just don't have the replay file for testing purposes. And for archival purposes. Like, I like the idea of knowing that I have every run as a replay file from like a certain point forward. I was hoping from the beginning of 2024 forward, but not quite going to be possible. I'm having like frame problems with Generation 3. I really need Snowy to work on a Gen 3 emulator so that we can get consistently 240 frames while recording. But I'm getting like 220, which is not quite good enough. What are your viewers' average for your streams? This one seems to be doing well. Usually somewhere between 600 and 800. That's like usually normal. Things get really wild when it gets to like 900 or 1,000. That's when the stream is doing really well. And then if it's like under like 500, it's not, for whatever reason, the stream has not popped. Okay, here we go. I guess we return this. It actually says that it does the most damage, and I crit. So that was a 4.4% chance to one hit, and I got it. Anyways, in terms of like the game that I like solo running the most, I think they're all different. I think Gen 1 is strategically the most interesting because there's so much jank. So like there are so many interesting little weird things that you can do in order to gain an advantage, and I really like that. Gen 3 is probably strategically the hardest game to play. The trainers in that game are just by far stronger than any other generation. And I mean Emerald specifically. Fire Red and Leaf Green are not super interesting. They feel very similar to Red and Blue, which I don't find as interesting as Yellow. But Red and Blue are still very interesting. I like them as games. Platinum is... I'm really enjoying Platinum, and I don't think that came across in my Platinum series. There was a lot of, like, drawing attention to the deficits of the game, but I am really enjoying playing Platinum. Like, it's the first game I'm playing on my channel that I didn't have experience with when I was a kid. And that's... Yeah, and that's, like... It's fun playing a game that I don't really know very well. All right, so we made it to blue. Oh, we're definitely not going to give that to Abra. We can either do leftovers or pink bow. I think I'm actually going to do leftovers now that I think about it, because this fight ends up being quite long in most cases. I may have to use my rare candies here. Have you ever considered doing round 2? Yeah, initially I wanted to do round 2 of the Elite Four in my Fire Red videos. But you have to do this Sevi Islands to do it. I really don't want to do the Sevi Islands. If you could just go right back and fight the Elite Four, then I would do it every time. I'll probably add that in when I start doing second playthroughs. Like, I'll do second playthroughs with second attempt at the Elite Four. And I'll probably do second attempt of the Elite Four. I might add second attempt of the Elite Four earlier on into my Platinum series. Because of the number of rare candies you get, I think it'll make the runs more interesting overall. We'll see, though. No promises. Just like where my thoughts are right now today on this specific day. Alright, we're gonna do it. So blue's not a problem. Aipom's good. I think we're gonna be sub 130 for sure. Maybe sub 125 if I execute real well. And then maybe, which I'm not doing right now, I should just call that out. I'm kind of tired. It makes sense. I slept like 5 hours. And I become a potato when I don't get like 9. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Got it. Okay. Almost messed up that input at the end. So I have 7 rare candies. I'm level 69. Nice. We're just going to use them. I'm going to fight red. I'll have some experience on the table. I don't think I need it. So 76. I'm not sure what the choice is here, but I'm pretty sure I need rest. And like... Sorry. We're just gonna try it once with this moveset and just see. Yeah, fast is the fastest at this level range, yes. I believe so. Alright, Oh, that is not good at all. So we need Curse just for the Snorlax. Apparently the Espeon and the Pikachu are fine, but we do need Curse so that we're going to do enough to that Snorlax. And we take less damage from from its hits. Like, yeah, that did a lot. I think we go to the awful moveset now. I'm so sorry. This is where everyone leaves the video. Trash content creator. Leave a comment telling me how I should ban, return, and curse. Videos are unwatchable with these moves. Yada yada yada. Reflect was up? Yeah. I think this is gonna be... This is just like the reliable choice. Okay, no reflect. Ooh, did decent damage. But we're gonna curse. We're gonna be good from here. Just hope it doesn't crit. Or paralyze. Paralyze is bad, but we do get our speed back in Gen 2 when we heal with paralysis. Unlike Gen 1, where you don't. I guess I have sleep talk, but I woke up anyways. +3 is going to be enough. It is. And from here, I'll take some damage every turn, but... Oh, except from the Venusaur, it's going to Solar Beam. Take some damage from Flamethrower. Charizard, going to knock it out. Knock the Blastoise out. Okay. That's that. We did it. We beat Crystal with only an Aipom. In a time of 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 57 seconds with 4 resets at level 77. And I'm going to figure out what game time that was for us. Just give me one moment. I need to open up the splits. And I'm going to put the splits on screen so that we can all check those out, just in case you're curious about the type of data that I record during my playthroughs. If you get overwhelmed by numbers and stuff like that, please look away now. So this is the data that I record in my playthroughs. I'm just going to scroll over so that you can get a sense for the scope of the data. I record this for every single trainer that I defeat in the game. I don't necessarily know how to show this to all of you every video, so there's a lot of stuff right now that like I've just been collecting behind the scenes for like a year, but then I don't really know what to do with. So like for instance, like these kind of things have made it into the video. Like I got Auto to make this for the routing software so that I can export this every time and just show you like the plan that I had throughout the run. This is a really good way to visualize the run. I started by making these in an Excel sheet every time I would do a playthrough and then try and optimize. It was really nice visually seeing like, okay, now I need to like teach this move in the place of Fire Punch, and I can like visually see which moves I have on my set at every time. Levels for trainers, where to use rare candies, that sort of thing. But yeah, we just built this, so this is automated now. So like I played the run, it recorded everything I did, and then I just clicked a button and it made this graphic. Sweet, right? Yeah, so then this is the data, but don't worry, I also make it into, I make 3 files of splits while I play, so then we also have a simple file, which is nice, because then we have really, really simple data if we just want to look at some of the basic things. You can see now I'm tracking blackouts. Yay! There were none this time. Resets, level, game time. So the final game time, 5 hours and 26 minutes. All right, so Apom, honestly, pretty good. Oh, how many bonks? Yeah. Sorry. We don't have bonks in the simple data, but we will have bonks in the full data. So let's go and find bonks. Bonks. If you download my overlay and you're like, where's the bonk counter? You don't have it because, and we don't have it here today, I guess, because it's also glitched. That's unfortunate. So I got to work on that. Bonks next time. Apom is good. This is a great run. Honestly. Could we improve anything with the use of hidden power? The only trainer that I think of that the answer is yes is like maybe Bruno. So we should probably explore that, right? Just gotta save this. Okay, let's go back and we'll look at the damage ranges and stuff for Bruno and see what this is like, because I actually think with how easy red was that we can probably rare candy earlier into the run and like cut a bunch of optional training and then just do red at a lower level with curse and just do like one more turn of setup and then knock the Snorlax out easily. You saw Bruno with 3 rare candies. I know, but like let's see like what happens if I don't. So like the cross chop is going to knock me out if it crits, but Mach Punch does 21 to 25% damage, and the cross chop is like, it's going to get me. Unless Mach Punch and cross chop both get the like minimum damage rolls, which would be what? 157 damage? Oh yeah, that's going to knock me out. Oh, the Hitmontop has that much HP. Is that the Hitmontop? No. Apom. Apom has 166 HP. That's how that data is laid out. No, it's not. Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is. Yeah, that's why. I was like, the numbers don't make sense. They make sense. 157 damage, so I would have 7 health left over. Sorry. No, that's wrong. Ignore me. I have 9 health left over. After minimum damage rolls on both Mach Punch and Cross Chop. This is with the 3 rare candies at level 58. And my chance to knock the Machamp out in one hit when using the pink bow is only a 30.6% chance. So it's not great, right? Like, let's just try Hidden Power Flying. So here you can go customize DVs. Opens on my main monitor. But this is like the DVs that it gives you. It shows you the Hidden Power type down here. So I know what it is. It's 1213. Flying, set new DVs, and then it will recalculate the whole route with Hidden Power Flying now. So you can see here, my damage range against the Machamp went down now because I lost those 3 DVs. So instead of being a 30.6% chance to knock out with return, it is now a 21% chance to knock out with return because we lost the stat points. So, not great. Obviously we can use more rare candies here to solve it, but I'm, for like argument's sake, and I think for exploration's sake, because a lot of you would benefit from seeing these kind of things, like I'm going to show what would happen if I had Hidden Power Flying. So this is with Hidden Power Flying. You can see that the damage range with return is just better. So Hidden Power Flying is actually hurting my damage range against the Machamp with return and not actually filling any niche during this battle. And it doesn't fill a niche really against Karen. It's gonna knock the Gengar out in one less turn, which I guess is nice. But yeah. If you're a normal type, a neutral stab return always does more damage than a super effective hidden power. That's an awesome tip. So thanks, Snowy. I hope all of you see that now. So the choice here for Bruno, if you want to make Bruno more consistent, is like do more training to get more levels. The reason we would do more training is if red is hard and we need a higher level at the end of the game. But if we don't need a higher level at the end of the game, then it just makes sense to use rare candies now and then have a lower level at the end of the game if I'm confident against red. And in this case, I am. So let's just see if we use 2 more and we go up to like level 65. Then we go up to a 61.7% chance, and that is with the lower DVs, I think. Yeah, I haven't set them back, so we'll go back The Hidden Power Dark. And that'll take us to a 71.3% chance to knock out the Machamp. And I can do 2 more rare candies, but it won't be over a damage rounding threshold, so I probably won't get the 100% chance. Yeah, 90.4% chance on the Machamp to knock out. But that's with 7 rare candies. Not to mention the fact that as you're using rare candies, the damage from Mach Punch and from Cross Chop are both falling. So now Mach Punch and Cross Chop would both need to get their max non-critical hit damage rolls to knock Aipom out. And then they just knock it out. Literally just. Like, they have the exact number of HP and damage to knock it out. But a Cross Chop can crit and I can fail the damage roll, but I think this is consistent enough. I actually think 55 is consistent enough, so like I can cut some training earlier on and then use 7 rare candies from, like, let's say like 48 or something up at the very end here. It might even be the case that I still get this level because it's kind of hard to like cut a lot of training in Johto. There's a lot of random trainers that you just fight. I think in the Lighthouse I don't need to fight people though. That obviously was a mistake. Let's go and see how this impacts the red fight. Because now we'll only have 3 rare candies here for red. Yeah. I only lose like 1 level. That's funny. Level 75. So what we want to know here is really like how many curses does it take to get good damage rolls. And also, let's look at the damage roll. So the Snorlax is going to be a 3-hit with return without curse. But, like, nothing else is a 1-hit, which is kind of annoying. I wonder how much does Pikachu do to me? 38 to 44% damage. My speed is going to dip under its real quick. I think with just 1 curse. Yes, with 1 curse. Three curses looks like it's like the magic number. I get 1 hits on absolutely everything, including the Blastoise. That just makes so much stuff more consistent. Because then they don't hit me multiple times. Makes like resting up on the Snorlax just a little bit easier. Check the pink bow. If you have rest, do you need leftovers for red? It is helpful. I can check the pink bow. Okay, I'm holding the pink bow now. Ooh. If we could get to 78, we have an almost guaranteed 2-hit on the Snorlax and a 70% chance to 1-hit the Espeon. But then we're going to 2-hit all the other Pokemon. So if we do that, then we're going to take damage from the... Like, Venusaur is going to set up with... So here's the problem. Venusaur will probably see that it doesn't have the KO on us with Solar Beam. Then it's going to be like, I should set up. It'll set up Sunny Day, and then the Charizard will do like 92 to 108% damage with Flamethrower. Sun-boosted Flamethrower. Am I faster? I am faster, so can I one-hit? No, I can't. And then I have to spend time leveling up. And like, I don't want to spend time leveling up. So the pink bow is nice, but like it does save 1 curse, but I would rather have the pink bow so that I can get hit by a Flamethrower followed by a Surf and maybe a Body Slam and just like be okay. Like the leftovers will make that all okay. If 1 curse, will you still outspeed? I underspeed the final... I underspeed everything except the Snorlax. It's not worth it then, I don't think. I think it's just 3 curses at level 75. What level do you outspeed Pikachu at? It has like, what is it, 170, 171 speed? I'm like way outspeeding it. I have 204 speed. Like I'm outspeeding far in excess. Okay, so like, here's the thing with Gen 2 that I often find when I'm doing these playthroughs. As I go about the process of optimization, I end up with this kind of result where I'm just like, yeah, okay, let's solve 2 trainers, and then I'll do the playthrough again. Whereas in Gen 1, I feel like I have to optimize way more. Is there any chance Red's Blastoise attacks turn 1 over Rain Dance? It will attack turn 1 on Rain Dance if it sees it can get... It will attack over Rain Dance if it sees it can get a knockout with Surf. So if the Charizard does a lot of damage and it sees that it can get a KO with Surf, then it will attack. So preventing the Charizard from doing damage and gaining back health is a good idea. What about Morty? It was a close fight against him. No? Yeah, it was actually. Let's go back and look at that fight. I don't really want to run Hidden Power Ground, but I could actually this time go and get Hidden Power Dark. Use Hidden Power Dark because, like, I don't really need all the punches this early. Like, I can drop... which punch is best to drop this early on? Probably Thunder Punch. Just do Fire Punch, Ice Punch, return Hidden Power Dark. And then Hidden Power Dark will do super effective damage and maybe do more. Let's see. Because I can't use normal moves. Yeah, that's way better. So guarantees on the first 2, plus outspeeds on everything. Oh gosh, I had to sneeze, sorry. What about Shadow Ball? Yeah, yeah, we can't use Shadow Ball, but the Hidden Power Ghost. Hidden Power Ghost was the one that was asked about. Let's see. I actually don't know what the DVs are for that one. I don't think I've ever used Hidden Power Ghost, so we have to, like, play around. Oh, it's this. 13, 14, which will mean 11 HP. Because you lose 4 from the defense DV. Oh, that takes everything to a 1-hit, so that's better. That's a lot better. I have less health, but I don't know if the health is going to matter. Let's go and check Bruno for the damage ranges for his Pokemon. Let's just see, like, that this is still working out. I think at the higher level, it's fine. See, I lost 2 DVs. I lost 2 DVs, and it took this damage range on the Machamp down from a 90% down to a 73, 74. If we put those back, the DVs back into the attack stat, now we have a 90.4 chance. Oh no, we don't see. You don't see, that's correct. Now you see. Here, this is like this. Let's see, Hidden Power. Ghost. Is this. Sorry, not this. Ghost is this. So Ghost. 13 instead of 15 in the DV. Look at this damage range. Nah. Right? Like, and then, like, okay, so, like, the choice then is, like, oh, so we should just, like, level up more. But, like, that's... Yeah, I got 4 protein, which was the max number in the department store. But, like, the thing is, like, we're optimizing for something that doesn't actually need to be optimized for right now. Because look at the damage ranges with Hidden Power Dark against Morty. Like... So here's Hidden Power Ghost. 1 hit on everything. It's perfectly consistent. It feels really beautiful, and we're just like, yeah, that's so good. But now let's go to Hidden Power Dark. Everything maxed. Look at the damage ranges. Guarantee, 90% on the Haunter, which is like the worst Pokemon. He can't curse me because I'm going to 1-hit the first 2 Pokemon. And the Gengar is a 2-hit, which means the only move it can deal damage to me is with Dream Eater. But in order to use this, it has to first hit Hypnosis, and I can hold a Mint Berry. So this fight is free anyways. It just takes potentially 2 extra turns. So the choice there really is like Hidden Power Ghost, which is less consistent against Bruno by roughly, what is it, like 17% less consistent against Bruno. Or 2 more turns in this fight. That's the choice, really. Like, do we want less consistent Bruno and 2 less turns in this fight? Or 2 more turns here and a more consistent Bruno? Why not keep Hidden Power Dark all game? Well, like, what else is Hidden Power Dark good against? I don't know what else it's good against. Like, I want Thunder Punch for the Gyarados. Like, I want Thunder Punch for the Gyarados, Fire Punch for the Magneton and the Fortress, and then Ice Punch for the Dragonairs and Ice Punch for the Dragonites specifically. So, like, those 3 moves are, like, targeting very specific Pokemon. Hidden Power Dark outside of fighting Morty doesn't really have an advantage. Plus, I'm gonna get the rare candy in the Lake of Rage anyways, so, like, just going and picking up Hidden Power is not that much of a time loss. Yeah, I can just teach Thunder Punch over Hidden Power Dark after Morty. That's what I was thinking, yeah. Because, like, Hidden Power Dark is, like, I guess it could be useful against Will. Like, we can go and check the damage ranges on Will and see, like... But I bet Return is just going to be better, like Snowy said. Right? Like, yeah, see? Return? Better than Hidden Power Dark. So... yeah. No, I 2-shot the Executor and the, what's it called, Slowbro. Okay, I'm gonna get set up for another run. Just give me a second. Okay, we're gonna do some Heart Gold, Soul Silver music. I think it's time for a little bit of a change. Oops, I paused. Not reset. There we go. All right, here we go. Apom, attempt number 2. Hopefully this is gonna be good. I think I can do better. By the way, this time, I really appreciate all of the generosity that there was in the chat earlier on. Thank you so much. I am going to try and focus on not looking at the chat as much as possible throughout this run. I'll keep it open so I can glance over, but I am really going to try and just like stay focused on this run to get a really good time with Aipom. So if I don't talk as much or I'm a little bit more invested in this run, that's why. Oh yeah, Shadow Ball. Yeah, nice guy. You're right. Shadow Ball for Karen's Gengar is like a no-brainer. Pull for this run? Yeah, sure. Let's do a pull. I gave you those options because under 120 or like over 125 would be around the same time that I got in this run that I just did now, and like I think something would have to go catastrophically wrong for that to be the case. Like we have to go really wrong. I'm gonna give you a moment to vote and then I'll end the poll. 69% saying under 120. Which is a pretty good time. Let's look at the tier list. So, under 120 would get Aipom a spot in the A tier, alongside Pokemon like Charizard, Raikou, Ho-Oh, Donphan, Celebi. Hopefully you can see that Generation 2 is a little bit weird. Typing and move pool are far more important in Generation 2 than base stats. This is because there is so much overkill when you get a strong move that even a Pokemon with subpar stats can perform very similarly to a Pokemon with extremely good stats. And if like you're confused why a Pokemon like Raikou, for example, would be so comparable with a Pokemon like Aipom, it's also largely the growth rate. There's so little experience in Generation 2 that the fact that the Legendary is leveling up so slowly and doesn't have access to good moves, its best electric move is Spark for the majority of the playthrough, that is really holding its time back, whereas Aipom's time is getting accelerated by both its fast growth rate as well as its normal typing and the move return. And of course coverage with the punches, that sort of thing. Okay, so 60% of people are saying 60% of people are saying under an hour and 20 minutes. And then we have like 19% saying under an hour and 15, which I think is optimistic, but I appreciate you all. That's like S tier performance. We're getting Lugia and Feraligatr tier there. If I can do that with Aipom, like we're going to have some screaming in this stream. And if you're watching this when you're falling asleep, I'm so sorry. If it's over an hour and 20 minutes, there will be like some dismal sounds from me, and then I'll end the stream and maybe come back and do it again tomorrow being frustrated. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. Thanks for voting. 58% saying, or 59% saying, under 120. Okay, let's see how Aipom does in a second playthrough of Pokemon Crystal, and I am going to remember to press the record playthrough button this time, so that we don't lose this data and I can test my software. The replay has started. Okay, let's do this. Go Pizza Man. Oh, by the way, on YouTube, there are a bunch of new emotes for members. So if you're a member or you got gifted a membership, check out the emotes, because there is an Apom Pizza emote. I believe I put it here. Yeah, there is. See, Smash Matt found it. Apom Pizza. Pizza Pom. I think that's what I called it. You have to name them all. Thanks to Soul for making the emote, but... Okay. In second playthroughs, I have not yet turned off encounters on early routes in Generation 2. I don't like to modify the game if I can avoid it. I probably will start doing that at some point in the future. I'm not sure when. For now, though, we can train just a little bit to get, like 1 or 2 levels is always helpful for the rival, just to ensure that that's going to be a guarantee. We don't wanna have a loss there accidentally. Yeah, we'll get a churro emote at some point. Oh, I want pizza so badly now. After I made the Apom video, I just wanted pizza, like, and then everyone commented on it, was like, oh, I really want pizza now. And then every time I read one of the comments, I'm like, nah, now I really want pizza. It's just, yeah, we spread the love for pizza with that video. I'm only gonna need like 1 berry, probably. I don't think I need the berry for this one. My question after this is, how good would Apom be in yellow? I think less good. Because return isn't a thing, we don't get the type-based boost from Whitney's badge, and it doesn't get the punches. So like the type coverage that's really helping it get by like all the places where it would struggle, that doesn't exist. It doesn't have its most powerful move. It doesn't have its boost. The opponent's Pokemon aren't all really low levels like they are in this game. So like its lower stats would be more of a more problematic. So like I think in yellow it would do worse, and I think it would do much worse, like much worse in Emerald, because in Emerald Steven Stone is the final trainer, and normal types don't do very well there. So can someone look up its Gen 3 moveset and see if by Move Tutor it learns Body Slam in Fire Red and Leaf Green? If it gets Body Slam by Move Tutor in Fire Red and Leaf Green, then I would give it Body Slam as a TM move. It does. Okay, so it would get it then. So Body Slam would be its best move in Gen 1. I think I'm getting a little bit dehydrated, but I have good news. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 11 minutes, and my voice is feeling fine. I'm so grateful that my voice is feeling better now. Because that means more streams, which I love streaming. Streaming is so much fun. Hanging out with all of you, playing Pokemon, it's great. Perfect way to spend a day. And I can't do that if my voice isn't feeling good, because I gotta make videos. One tactic you can do, you can get the Poison Cure Berry and then give it to your Pokemon before fighting this guy so that Wade doesn't poison you with the Weedle. But I actually think that wastes more time than it's worth because his Pokemon are level 2. Unless you're playing with Meryl. Then I lose there. I'll catch this if I have the opportunity. I don't always search this out anymore. I'll go for the Oddish if I don't find the Bellsprout there, but if I find the Bellsprout, like I might as well just catch it. This is run 2. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive fighting Faulkner here. I think last time I was level 11. This time I'm going to go in at a lower level because I'm feeling really confident because the last run was really easy. Everything just felt like it was working. With the exception of really only Bruno, everything else was just like pretty simple. And like at level 10 I'm over a damage rounding threshold, so I expect that this will be a 2-hit and that this will be a 3-hit. 68% chance to 3-hit the Pidgeotto. And I don't get it, darn. But I have a berry, so I'm fine. Yeah, 10's fine. You can probably do it at a lower level, but I don't know, like that's just a little bit like... Maybe we turn off encounters, we do it at like level 8 or something. Might push things a little bit though. I always deposit that there so it doesn't hatch and like ruin my time. Sorry, I'm gonna do something else this time, which I think will overall speed up my result with a small investment of time right now. So after defeating Faulkner, you can backtrack to the first route of the game. You can jump over a ton of ledges to do it, so you don't have to fight that many Pokemon. Like, you can get all the way back basically fighting like 1 or 2 Pokemon usually. You can get the Pink Bow this early on. You have to defeat Faulkner to get this. Everyone will tell me, like, why don't you just get it after you, like, name the rival? No, that's not how it works. But now I have the Pink Bow, so when I get Swift in Union Cave, that's going to be really good. And then hopefully I'll have less turns in battle over the next, like, 4 gym leaders, which will speed up my progress. His dad went to Viridian Forest, got the 1% Pidgeotto, and quit. Yeah. Like the only explanation. Almost. I'm having bad luck here. Okay. Ton Pass is trash. Oh, thanks. Maybe it's great and competitive, I don't know. Shows how much I know about VGC. You see them ever talk about damage rounding thresholds in VGC? I don't think so. That's how much I know. I'm knowledgeable about this game. Oh gosh. Okay. Shouldn't have healed here. That was just a waste of time. Let's go south. Gutty boy, how's your year going? Really good. Really, really, really good. It was a rough day yesterday because we had a bunch of technical problems, but everything is resolved now. And once again, the emulator is buttery smooth. It's recording my play when I remember to tell it to. My auto splitter is working in Generation 2. There is actually a new feature in this video, and I don't know if anyone has spotted it on the overlay because it's very subtle. It is a very subtle, it's like not really a new feature, but more of a feature enhancement for a former feature. So I wonder if anyone has spotted the slight difference with how the overlay is responding in this stream compared to my other Generation 2 videos. Smeargle was a menace with Baton Pass? Oh, I can imagine, yeah. It's, no one has got it yet. They can't catch me. The spinners can't catch me anymore, just so you know. I have to intentionally fight them, but I'm going to intentionally fight some because I don't want Bugsy to be really, really, really challenging. It makes sense to do just a little bit of optional training during this route to give me momentum throughout the next section of the game so that I'm not like stumbling on Bugsy, then stumbling on Whitney, then stumbling on Rival 2 because of the Ghastly. Like there's just so many things that can go wrong, so we don't want to do that if we can prevent it by just taking on a couple quick trainers and wild Pokemon. Now Return and Frustration have been calculating before. I'll tell you what it is in like 2 minutes. This is the second more optimized run. Gym badge boosts are there. Font size on the timer is smaller. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even talking about that change, but yes, that is a change. The font size used to be bigger on the timer. The fade in out of something? Yes, that is correct, Frank. Something is fading in and out that wasn't fading in and out before. So what the thing that I changed is the held item now. When I don't have a held item, that portion of the overlay just completely fades out. So there's no item or anything there, and the overlay looks basically identical to the Generation 1 overlay with no held item in that spot. So that only happened when like I would use the berries in battle. Like when I use them, the thing just fades out. I couldn't do that before because that entire side of the screen was just a PNG sitting there. And so I had no control over like the UI components. I couldn't move anything around, but everything that you're seeing on screen now is an SVG that is like capable of being manipulated in some way with code. So I can grab like little portions of the overlay and do things with them if I really want to. That's the first example of me doing something like that. So like with great power comes great responsibility. I'll have to wisely choose what the next thing that I want to fade in and out is. Doesn't this risk you forgetting to equip an item? No, because I can see I don't have an item because there'll be nothing there. I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna make it less likely for me to equip items. I have also thought about not having the reset counter present if I don't have a reset and have it only show up when the first reset happens. But I'm not sure if that then when someone shows up, if they'll ask the question like, "Oh, how many resets do you have?" And it's like, "There's none. There's like there's none. There's not supposed to be any yet." Wish Pokemon had dark mode. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, an SVG is like it's a vector graphic, so it can be infinitely scaled, and software has control over it, so you don't have to like. It's not pixels, so you can scale it up and it won't lose resolution. Which is also something I've been thinking about, because like 4K is like not really a thing with Pokemon because we're playing pixel games, but it may come the time when the rest of the overlay deserves to be in 4K, and then I need a way to scale, so. I've always wanted to do this, I just haven't been able to until this point. For a variety of reasons. Mostly just I don't know how to code. Speedrunner, this is the second run. Yeah, I still think it looks quite good in 1080p, you're right. And like, my hard drive space doesn't want to edit in 4K. Please. Ugh. It's like, I'm going to make it to the door. I should have just used another repel. I'm going back to get the charcoal this time so I can sell it and buy more of the TMs. Oh. My bad. Forgot to teach this to Bellsprout. Go. Okay. Nope, not that. That. Then headbutt. I'm not going to teach it now, because Swift is still good enough to get through all of these trainers. But I will teach it when I get to the department store, and I'm teaching the other two. And I'm not going to teach them all this time. I'm also not going to fight as many trainers here. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever stream in 4K. It's like, but like, upscaling the video is not a problem, because then if you have a worse computer, you can just downscale the resolution on your end. Because like, YouTube gives you options in terms of what resolution you want to watch at. And it actually, YouTube is like pretty smart. It can like kind of figure out how your internet is and what the bandwidth is like, and then adjust that. Oops, sorry. Electric, fire. So I saved time here just by being more decisive with the charcoal, because I'm also going to be able to go to the underground, and I'm also going to be able to go to the underground and get, what's it called? No, I don't want Thunder Punch. I want Ice Punch and Fire Punch. I'm going to be able to go to the underground and get the money to be able to buy the Abra without having to come back here, so there's like a decent amount of time savings just like right here in this area. Okay, I was wondering if the TMs would give it enough friendship. They didn't. Yeah, Hidden Power Dark for Morty is the choice. But that's it. Yeah, keep the stats high. We lose like 17% on our damage range against the Machamp if we go with the other hidden power typing, so it didn't make sense. YouTube can't tell me how laggy I want my stream to look. That's funny. That's right. It's like, I want to feel like this is 2001 and I'm watching WCG 2001. I want my 180p to buffer every 3 seconds and then give me 5 frames, please. Ah! Ah! Not great overworld motion, but we're okay. You can't use Shadow Ball versus Morty because he gives you Shadow Ball. So you would have to beat him, go back in time, and then use Shadow Ball on Morty. It would be nice to use it against him. That would definitely be the better choice instead of Hidden Power. But, yeah. The first time was like, Soul will post it. It's like an hour and 25 minutes, like 47 seconds or something. 57. Alright, let's go back. We'll heal up, then we'll fight Whitney. This fight should be fine. I'm a lower level, but that's intentional. We don't want to train too much. Gen 2 is easy. Apom's good. Ooh. The Snubble survived. Also, I have the pink bow for Whitney this time. So while I am a lower level and I'll have less damage, like the pink bow is compensating for that. Okay, so we still one hit the Clefairy, and we're probably going to 3-hit this. Yeah, and still get a flinch. All right, so literally like the exact same fight as last time, just at a lower level. Not a problem at all. Sometimes, very occasionally when I'm streaming, I forget to get her badge, and I go and talk to the squirt bottle lady, and then things don't go well. Just tail between your legs, you come back into the gym like, please give me the badge. I want to progress with my Pokemon adventure. Probably should have saved there. It'll be fine. How bad could it be, right? Don't flail. Okay, we're good. So that would be the other moment to go and get the pink bow, right? Basically right after you get the waypoint to the Ekritique City Pokemon Center. As soon as you get this, then just go back, teleport back from the pink bow to here. And then you get it fairly early by doing that with very minimal backtrack time, but you don't get it for as long. And I wanted to have it for as long as was possible, just to increase consistency and improve damage ranges. I figured if you're gonna get unlucky against like Bugsy, Rival 2, or Whitney, having just a little bit more oomph means that it's less likely that that bad luck is gonna result in a reset and lost time. Also, can we just, everyone please look at Apom's back sprite? Look at its hands. Or its lack of hands. Oh, I forgot to fix the accuracy thing. My apologies. We'll fix that for the next stream. Yeah, like, Apom does not have hands. In the sprite, for whatever reason, it looks terrifying. Like, it looks like it lost its hands. Like, it took the hands off and put them on its tail. I don't have Surf yet, so I have to go through the cave. By the way, in the cave, there is an item, which is right here, the Hyper Potion. So you can just grab that if you think you're going to need healing items. Always good to know where those things are, just in case you want to have a little bit more flexible playthrough. I don't think I need that Max Ether. It's probably a mistake to get it automatically going down there. I want to dodge this guy. If you're using regular repels and not super repels, you're going to run out there. There's a full restore over here. Rare candy. Since I got the max elixir, I'm going to skip the max ether. I'm going to skip the elixir just to save a little bit of time. Hopefully make up for that. Plus there's a cut tree in the way, which just like takes time to get through. Okay, Hidden Power Dark in the place of Mud Slap. Yeah. Ta-da! Teleport back to Ekritique City. I'm gonna heal so that Headbutt has more PP. What's the plan for Bruno? One-shot everything with Return. And one-shot the Onyx with Ice Punch. I have a 90.4% chance, or last time I did, so this time it'll be slightly different likely because I've fought different trainers, that sort of thing. Moo. But it'll be slightly different, but similar in this run. It'll probably be more like an 87% chance or something like that this time, because I'm going to fight less trainers, so I'll have less stat experience. And I should, at the higher level, I should survive. I should survive a hit from Mach Punch and Cross Chop, provided it doesn't get a critical hit. Don't say no to this guy. I lose some time there occasionally when I accidentally say no to him. Always frustrating. Perfect amount of money. Last time I didn't get the Krabby here, but I'll just get it here now. This is normally when I get it. By the way, that is a manip. I forced the Krabby encounter there. It's either Krabby or Magikarp. It's fairly likely. It feels like the best water starter to get, and so to normalize for RNG, I just decided, like, after figuring out where I should catch my water starter, that's going to be the one, and then I account for the weird, like, the RNG by just forcing it. That's done with a ROM modification. You can't actually... The encounter tables are not stored in RAM in Generation 2 like they are in Generation 1, so you can't edit it in real time. Whenever the game wants to, like, figure out which Pokemon to show you in a wild encounter, it literally just looks at the ROM and goes, like, what's the encounter table here? Whereas in yellow and red and blue, it copies the encounter table from the ROM onto the RAM, and then shows you one of the Pokemon from the RAM. So you can just, like, overwrite the RAM in real time and see whichever Pokemon you want. Gotta fight Dennis. Plus, I don't want to do too little training and then have problems. Like, I do need to, like, still fight some trainers. At least I think, yeah. Rollout is, like, not completely useless, but I don't like rollout. Like, every time I feel like should be using rollout, it doesn't feel good. And for consistency's sake, and, like, I really do prioritize consistency in my runs, like, rollout is not a very consistent move. It's very good if you're going for, like, minimum battles or something like that, because you can get through pretty much any fight with it just with a tiny bit of luck. I don't think I'm going to escape rope out of here. By the way, his Haunter last time lived after my Ice Punch, but I don't think it's going to live this time with Hidden Power Dark. Yeah, I crit anyways. So that's good. This fight's faster as a result. I also did not pick up Return this time, which is a bit of a mistake. I should have got Return. I think I'm just gonna wait till I get Fly. I think backtracking for it is gonna be a mistake. It takes too long. I'm not gonna escape rope out here. Talking to this guy does burn a little bit of time, but I want the escape rope for later so I don't get stuck in the cave like last time. That was just not good. Yeah, Dennis is one of my first commenters. He was around when the channel was very new. There was like 2 people commenting on my channel. It was one other guy who said that I was his favorite YouTuber, which, like, really helped motivate me. So if you ever see someone who has, like, 10 views on their video, if you just write something really nice to them, believe me, it will, like, it has the potential to change their life. Because that was the thing that made me keep making videos. So I was like, oh, there's someone out there that actually does like and appreciate what I'm doing. So, like, I should keep doing it. Even if only, like, one person appreciates it, that's still nice. So yeah. Be, like, critical to the people who are big and have giant audiences and expect better. You should expect better from me. I'm trying to do my best. But for all the people who are really small, give them some encouraging words. Because we all want really good content, and it would be great if new people came into the scene with fresh ideas, and yeah. Okay, it's time for Morty. Give the mint berry. We're going to ether. Hidden power. So don't forget that. We're going to fight Morty. Let's do this. Okay. One hit. one hit. And I'm going to 2-hit the Gengar. But even if it put me to sleep, it wouldn't matter. And I have a worse damage range on this Haunter because I'm a lower level, but, like, doesn't matter. Oh, don't worry, Scott. I expect the worst from you. Ah, yes. Like the one guy who comments on my videos saying it's like, oh, not as good as Gym Leader Matt. Okay, thank you. Totally agree. Gym Leader Matt is definitely the better player. But I will do my best, I swear. Like, we got some really talented people in the solo running community. It's small, but like there's some really talented people out here doing their best. Gym Leader Matt is one of them. All right, let's go. Oh, can I expect the worst from you? Worst? Like spelled like that, like German? There's this band that my wife absolutely loves. They're called Ice Nine Kills. And she loves them so much because they make metalcore music, essentially. It's like theater metal, kind of. But like, it's theater metal, but how do I even describe it? But it's based on horror movies. So all their songs, each song is based on a different horror movie. It's a really neat thing. Anyways, like there's this song called Worst Vacation, which is based on Hostel. And she played it in the car, like on repeat for like 2 weeks. Like only that song. I'm getting a little bit worried about Chuck here. The fact that I forgot return. There's this is gonna we should be okay, but I'm gonna ether just in case. Plus we can flinch. No, that's not where ether. I want to ether there. Okay, let's go. Whatever happened to that Van Man? He had really bad voice problems and had to quit because his voice wasn't doing well. I still see him in chat occasionally, but he's not making stuff anymore. It's like I tried to share as much of the stuff that I had done to help my voice with him, and then he saw a bunch of professionals and like nothing has helped. So it's like it was really disappointing. Like, I love his videos. I wish he would come back. I love to do stuff with him, like collabs and stuff again. It's really fun. I'm paranoid. I don't want to get stuck in the cave. Perhaps one day Van Man will return. Yeah, I hope so. I hope perhaps one day he will return. We all, let's all wish for that. Nope, we're gonna definitely get return now. Then we're gonna go south and get the rare candy while we're here. So like little things, like I skipped the PP up in Violet City. I'm gonna get some proteins now rather than later because stat experience is more impactful at lower levels. And maybe it'll give me better damage ranges. Synergizes well with getting the pink bow back. Oh. I gotta make a counter that pops up or something when I'm in the overworld showing me my rappel steps. That's on the to-do list. And now we're gonna get Thunder Punch in place of Hidden Power Dark. Thank you, you served your purpose. Here we go. Thrash, decent damage, but yeah, okay. I feel like text-to-speech is like kind of insufferable. Like I don't really like it as an aesthetic, but I do have to say that speech-to-text for like text messages and stuff like that kind of a game changer for me. Like it's nice to be able to just have the thoughts like get out there very quickly. That's actually why I stopped writing scripts for my videos, because I realized like when I'm writing, I'm essentially just speaking it out in my head, and then I'm wasting time physically typing it because I type slower than I think. Then I was like, well, I'll just do speech to text and then I'll edit it. And then I realized if I'm improvising the speech anyways, why wouldn't I just record the line like 3 or 4 times just to get the correct delivery? And then I'll bypass the entire writing, like editing process, which was by far my least favorite part about making these videos. I have never been a writer. As my mother, who was a book editor, will know. Scott, what did you do to save your voice? I figured out that I was having an allergic reaction to my cats, and that going on an allergy medication that you can be on long-term dramatically improves the long-term health of my voice, because the vocal cords were inflamed, and so when I would talk with them, they would take damage really quickly and get like basically fatigued after like 15 minutes of speaking. And now that I have this medication, it's just like I've been talking for like 3 hours and I'm still okay. So yeah, Churro, it might be your birthday, but you were ruining my voice. He's so cute. And like, I'm not going to get rid of my cats. I love the cats so much. That's just not an option. I did actually damage my voice though when I was recording the Fossils Ultra Marathon. I recorded 4 hours in a row, like non-stop talking because I had a script. And I forgot to record, like push the record button because I was still new to this. Like I did today with my emulator. I'm still new to that apparently. But I forgot to press the record button, recorded for an hour and a half, then realized that I hadn't pushed it. Then I had to go back, record that whole section again, and I just pushed through right to the end of the video. And by the end, like, my voice was literally giving out when I would say things. Like I'd be like, and then Kabutops goes for a double team. And I would just like, my voice would just like completely cut out. I couldn't say anything. And then from that point on, for about a year or 2 years, every time I would try to record something for the next little like, for like the first 20 minutes, it would be fine. And then it would just like start going back to that like giving out place. So I've also done a lot of work with like technique and stuff just to like relax my facial muscles, relax my tone in my voice. Cause like before I was like really trying to be like hyped up and like energetic and like inject a lot more of that like I just wanted people to know that I was excited about the games that I was playing. And even then I'm still extremely monotone, but I just had to like lean into the more relaxed quality, and then the voice does better. I think there's a reason you don't see like videos that are like 8 hours long that have like extremely high influencer energy in them the entire time. It's like all of the really long form videos that I like to watch, most of the people are really chill in the videos. Oh yeah, like these two things kind of go together. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Inject more of that Hey Guys energy. The Hey Guys energy is one of my least favorite things. That was not what I was going for, but I wanted it just to be like more exciting in battles and stuff like that, and like I just don't need to go overboard with that now. Okay, so like Pryce is going to be easy because he uses Fury attack with his Piloswine. Amazing. Amazing. Do you have any advice on commentary? Like, what do you think about when you're, like, making a voiceover? Or, like, doing commentary for something? Don't do it live. Like, write scripts. Everyone should write scripts to start. I did it. It sucked. But, like, the fact that I wrote scripts, I would never trade that for anything in the world. Writing a script teaches you how to be economical. Because, like, you're not going to write, like, thousands of words on something you don't think is important. So, like, write a bunch of scripts to find out what's important. Then once you've written a bunch of scripts and you know what's important and what you really want to talk about, then you'll start, like, when you just sit down, you're like, I know what I need to talk about. Like, these are the important things about the run. I feel like I have a good sense for that now. Whereas when I started out, I had no sense for it. I was just like, I'm going to talk about everything. Whenever I pick up an item, let's just mention it. Whenever I, like, go to a location, I should probably mention it. You don't need to. So, like, just, yeah, like, write the stuff first, and then, like, when you're in the when you're, like, recording it or editing it or whatever you're doing to cull material, just, like, be really judicial about what you leave in. Like, okay, so, like, I wanted to go to the more improvised style of voiceover back in early 2021. I believe it was early 2021? No, early 2022. And the first video of the year that we were making was Mankey in Pokemon Yellow. And I did the whole voiceover from point form notes. And the video, which back then my solo videos were like maybe 35 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. They were shorter. Because I wasn't doing 2 playthroughs, I was just doing 1 playthrough. That video was 55 minutes for 1 playthrough. And I remember looking at the time code once we had finished it, and I just went like, I rambled too much. Like, it was just too much of me rambling on about mechanics and spending way too much time, like, overindulging in, like, small details. I needed it to be, like, more concise, more to the point, and, like, try and deliver larger points which were more, like, cogent, is that the word? Just, like, stuff that's more important that a viewer would really want to know about. And so I went back to scripting. I was just like, nope, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready to improvise yet. I'm going to go back to scripting and continue, like, refining the flow and, like, what I need to do. Not coherent. It's a different word than coherent. But similar. Anyways, I went back to scripting. So I scripted, and then the next video that I recorded, the first video I ever recorded, by the way, you might not want to be spoiled on this, so if you're not sure where I stopped scripting, and you want to, like, play a fun game where you watch all my videos and try and, like, see the moment where the scripts ended and the improvised voiceover began, just, like, stop listening for, like a minute. Okay, so now spoiler. My Golbat video in October 2022 was the first video I recorded without a script. And I was just like, we're just going to do it. We're going to see how it goes. Since May, I was planning to do a video a day in December. And I was just like, we're not going to be able to do it. Like, it will be impossible if I have to script every video. I was just too far behind. I was like, we're going to just try it with Golbat, see how it goes again. And I did the Golbat video, and it felt like great. I was like, yes, I think I'm ready to do this now. And since then, I have not written a single script. Cognizant? I don't know. Anyways, that's like... So for, like, doing commentary, that sort of, like, live commentary, I don't know. I'm still working on that, as you will know from this stream. I'm trying to get better at having, like, live flow and filling time in a way that is interesting and not boring and not rambly, with as few uhs and ums as possible. Also, something about live commentary that I've learned is you don't want to repeat stuff. So don't go back over the same point multiple times if you can prevent it. Another thing that I have learned, which I am learning kind of recently, like over the last 3 or 4 streams, is that if I do a first playthrough and then I'm going to do a second playthrough, for the second playthrough I need to like shift my commentary style. Like in this case, we're talking about like production and we're talking about behind the scenes stuff. Whereas in the first run, I was really focusing on details of the run. Why I'm choosing certain choices, where I'm going, damage ranges. I'm trying to fill that time with all of the information. And then I'm trying to fill this time with maybe stuff that people who really are into my channel are going to be interested to know. Like, if you watch my stuff all the time, then maybe you want to know about my creative process. But if you just show up to watch the stream and you're a new viewer, you might not even make it to the second playthrough. So I need to deliver some actual, like, content. And there's different types of content. There's, like, educational stuff, and then there's informational stuff, and then there's a blend between educational and informational stuff. And I think that, like, delivering damage ranges and stuff like that, that's more like blend between educational and informational. Whereas, like, this run is more like this run is more entertainment. I think I was saying education. I meant entertainment. An E word. So, like, we're here because we want to see how well Aipom can do when I figure things out a little bit better. And so this is a slow burn towards that final moment where we get to red and we really get to see just how good it is. So. Enter gauging. Yeah. No. Well, I'll just walk up the stairs. Anyways, those are some of my thoughts. Hopefully the Scott's thoughts have been helpful and interesting. And now we're going to buy some vitamins. In this case, I'm mixing things up a little bit. We'll go with calcium. They raise both your special attack and your special defense, which is nice. I don't really need speed. Whoa, video about Scott's thoughts, I know, right? One day I will make a top 10 video, and then it will be what? Then I will have come full circle. Maybe in 2026 I'll make a top 10 video. That'll be the 10-year anniversary video, because when I originally made the channel in 2016, I wanted to make top 10 videos, and I didn't do it because I didn't know how to edit videos, and I wasn't, like, confident enough to just put a bad video out onto the internet. So, again, my advice for anyone who wants to make stuff, just make stuff. Expect that your first 3 years are going to be awful. When I look at my content today, I still don't think it's good. Like, my brain sees the next steps. So when I look at the stuff I'm making, it never feels like the current thing I'm making is right. Because I'm like, there are like all of these things missing from it. But I'm not ready for those things yet. Like, I'm not ready to be able to produce a better narrated stream. I'm not ready to have the software where I want it to be and where I envision it being. So the current thing that I'm making is like always going to lag my vision. And as a result, I will always be on some level like disappointed with the current creative output. But the thing that's fascinating about that is the thing that keeps you running is the fact that you have the vision. Like, I just want to get there. Like, I'm like, yes, like, I know that I can add these cool features that I've been thinking about for years. Like, I don't care how long it takes me. It might take me 6 more months to get some of them. It might take me even longer for other ones. But, like, I'm going to show up every day and try and put 1 foot forward towards that dream. And my dream was, one day, I want to be able to play live a playthrough at the same quality as a fully produced video. And you're like, that's impossible. Is it? Let's find out. We don't need the full heal. Just skip it. That's for Lance. I probably could have checked if I needed that item, but that's like a tiny time save. It's like maybe 3 seconds. 4 seconds. I don't really think I need this. I don't need these things. Waste time. Aipom's great. Keep smashing the game. Let's do it. Like, the phrase "it's impossible" is the most motivating phrase I've ever heard. Whenever someone tells me you can't do that or that's impossible, I'm like, all right, let's see. Let's make this happen. Like, we will do it. What must be sacrificed? How much time? Yeah, speedrunner, like, I definitely, like, I'm not worried about it, like, being perfect, but I'm trying to get it. Like, it's just, like, there's, like, a dialectic here where two things can be true simultaneously, which seem like they are in conflict with each other. And that's the case that it's, like, every time I'm making a project, there is a moment where I'm like, it's good enough, and I have to release it. But then there's also the drive deep down inside me to be like, I want this video to be the best video on YouTube, or the best video I've ever made. Because I don't really think about myself competing with other people. Like, I'm not like, I gotta beat these other people. Like, eh. All the other people in this space are like really awesome. Like, I just want to like play Pokemon with people. But I want to make good videos. And good streams. Okay, that's clear. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Yeah, 100%. I learned that with music performance. Because in music performance, your life gets very toxic very quickly if you're really concerned about being perfect. Because no live performance is perfect. Stuff always happens. Like, there was this one performance I did in a church, and it was like so hot, the middle of summer. I had to like transport my instrument, which is not fun. And like I got there and like we all tuned, and then I'm just like, okay, like I guess let's like do the rehearsal. Did the rehearsal, everything was fine. Then the show starts, like literally the show starts. I kid you not, 2 seconds after the show starts, the violist starts playing and the fan comes on. And his music gets blown off his stand, and it's a viola solo. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's bad. Like, he doesn't have his music, and he's playing, and then everyone else is going to come in, and he's not going to have his music for the rest of the show. So I had to get up really quietly and kind of move over, like, grab his music, put it back on the stand. I go back, sit down. The music blows off the stand again. I get up again, walk over, pick up the music, put it on his stand. And then they turned the fans off. So it's good that someone was watching, because I had to come in, and I wouldn't have been able to do it one more time. It's just like, sometimes stuff like that happens. It's just like not perfect. You just got to make the best. Go with it. That's why when you see me making weird mistakes in my videos, I don't just go back and like fix them all. Like, just like, okay, that's just there. Like, we got to keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. Yep. There. And we have the escape ropes, so we're going to get to Mount Mortar. We're going to do all this under 53 minutes? Okay. Oh, that Pokemon vs. Mozart video or Pokemon or Mozart video is so good. Classical composers, like, is it Mozart or is it Pokemon? I love that video. I want more of those. Can we just have like a whole channel dedicated to that kind of content? The problem is, like, with every single one, I knew what the answer was. My wife did too. She just knows Pokemon well. I know both, of course, because I'm sophisticated. elitism in classical music is really a problem. There's a great video on Tantacruel's channel about that if you're curious about it. I would highly recommend it if you're interested. This is so much smoother than the first run. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, this is what happens when you just warm up for one run. Like, the next run is just so smooth. It's like all the little pieces are just right in their place in my brain. Feels so good. Yeah, Beethoven's good. 7th Symphony, that's a good one. 4th Symphony, the intro to the first movement. It's really underrated. Beethoven 1 is like the new conductor piece. Also decent at showing people sonata form. Okay, we're getting off topic. Pokemon, here we go. Rival battle. Oh, New World Symphony's so good. Dun-na, dun-na, dun 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 dun. So good. The trumpets there. Dun 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 dun. Oh, I love that part. Okay, I did not one hit the magneton and I got paralyzed, which is not good. And then I got confused. And this might be the first reset. Okay. I'm not liking the looks of this. Future Sight. Am I going to one hit the Meganium? Probably not. Going to tank a Razor Leaf. I am going to one hit the Meganium, so we make it. Okay. Yeah, Wagner. Oh no. Wagner taught me to separate someone's artistic output or their productive output from who they are as a person. It's like, great lesson. Okay, here we go. So this is going to be a 7-turn battle, because I'm going to 2-shot the Executor and the Slowbro. I don't think he's going to knock me out with anything, because the Slowbro and the Executor love to set up. This is great. This is a great run. Look at this. Aipom is just speeding through the game. I don't think it's possible to get a sub-hour league finish, but like maybe hour and 1 minute or something. Like, we're like on track for a really good league time. Why do you always buy 5? In case I fumble and drop one, or I need one after the league. I buy 5 because I don't trust myself. And I want to have a backup just in case. It's also nice to have one for Kanto, like just in case you need it. I don't need it though. Like in this case I don't, because I have the full restore and the full restore from Lake of Rage, and then I have the Hyper Potion from before the Lake of Rage. Like that, I just have a bunch of items. 2 Hyper Potions from before Lake of Rage, actually. Okay. Rare candies. So I trained less on 1 level lower. But it should be fine. Right? Oh, if you don't care about money, just buy 11 one time. Yeah, that's actually a better idea. I should do that. That's better for Kanto as well. Good tip. Okay, so because I'm at lower level, I'm a champ, I have a 73.7% chance to one hit with return. And to get it. No resets to Bruno, so that is 3 less resets in this run when compared with last time's run. Honestly, things are going real well. I am going to teach Shadow Ball here. I need to do that in the place of Fire Punch, because Fire Punch is kind of trash now that we've cleared Koga's Fortress. And Ice Punch and Thunder Punch are both useful for Lance. Thanks, nice guy. I appreciate it. I think there's always some delay between what I'm saying and then what like you can say. Okay, got him. Shadow Ball, by the way, is a guaranteed 1 hit on the Gengar, so it can't even set up Curse now, which makes this fight essentially trivial if I don't get my accuracy lowered by the Umbreon. Actually, I could do this under an hour. League under an hour, I think. Yeah, last run's league time was high 105. Okay, so like we're much faster in this run. That is... I'm happy with this. Don't fall apart now. Don't fall apart now. I should have never melted. Lance should be trivial. It's got your moving, yeah. Okay, 73.7% chance to one-hit that. And then guarantee on these Dragonites. And, oh, this time, because I did the Calciums, I think, I have a 92.8% chance to knock out the final Dragonite, so that is a higher percent chance. And, by the way, I have a guarantee on the Charizard. Oh, and I crit the Aerodactyl, which wouldn't have been a knockout if I didn't crit. So... yeah, this fight is trivial. Much easier than last time. Oh, the reason it's easier than last time is not the calcium. It's the rare candies that I used. Yeah. Look at this. So good. So good. This is amazing time. This is so good. I'm going to get a reset here, by the way. Because I have to reset the console. And it just does that automatically. So I'll just have to take it away manually. See, when I reset, you will have noticed that my Never Melt Ice disappeared for a moment, then it came back and the little like piece of UI behind it faded out too. Shouldn't have got the Master Ball, oops. I'm falling apart. My dreams. Not actually falling apart, it's fine. Normal types are very good. I think the fast growth rate also here is helping us. When are you going to do Dugong? I don't know. I don't know. No, I can't tell. I can't give anything away about what's coming up this year this early on. I'm not telling any of the projects because I don't want to commit myself to anything because the schedule is... There are a few details with the schedule this year that I am still unhappy with, and I am wrestling with how to solve that problem. Yeah, Mars is so good, Holst. So good. No, teleport. Yeah, fast growth rate and move pool is key. Agreed. Also typing. There's like a lot of factors here. Aipom is like, it's like, has all of the positive synergy that Generation 2... It's like one of those Pokemon that just like, all of the Gen 2 stuff works on this thing. Like, Curse helps it. Like, more than most Pokemon, because it gets the same type of attack bonus with the move that Curse is typically buffing. Like, awesome. It's quite fast, so it's not having speed problems early on in the red fight, like against Pikachu, where it could have speed problems, but it doesn't. Like, there's just so much good going on for this thing. Except it doesn't have hands, unless you consider its tail. I do realize on my moveset there is a flickering problem with the move's power whenever the opponent is switching Pokemon. I'm aware of that. I'll do my best to fix it. Those kind of flickers are one of the trickiest visual bugs to sort out without just outright patching the ROM. Okay. I'm not going to save for most of these battles because they're so easy, and I want to go as fast as possible, and saving takes like 4 or 5 seconds. Oh, I love Tchaikovsky. That, the Fifth Symphony, first movement, clarinet solo at the beginning, like, one of the things that got me into classical music. I was like, that's awesome. Love that. I love that symphony. Oh, no. Okay, Serena time. We have Shadow Ball for this. Cool. It's like not like I need it, but like Shadow Ball is great. Like return 1 hits everything, so does Shadow Ball, so I can just use Shadow Ball to save PP and like prevent myself from having to heal. Yeah, Tchaikovsky did not like the Nutcracker. I believe the quote is he called it all ugliness. Which is just an awesome quote. Another reason, the theme of this stream apparently is if you're like creative, just make stuff even if you don't like it. Because like, oh, the video that for like 2 years I disliked the most on my channel was Alakazam vs. Gengar. And it's like one of the best performing videos on my channel. Or at least it was until that point. So like, in this case, economically successful, but not artistically successful. And for like the longest time, Gengar was like the highest Pokemon on my list of runs that I wanted to redo. Because I'm just like, I did so badly with it, I need to come back and do it again. I don't mind the original Grimer run. Like, everyone hated it, or like most people hated it, like a lot more than like, it's got the most downvotes on my channel, but I don't mind it. It was like, I was exploring something creatively, which was just like mixing in bloopers with the actual footage, like the correct stuff. And I was very intentional about the fact that like, this video is going to have bloopers in it, and they're just going to be all over the place, and like that's fine. Like, and then like people were like, we don't like this, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I clearly like didn't judge correctly the humor in placing these and incorporating them in some way. And so then I was just like, yeah, it just seems kind of like for me, it felt like a creative dead end. Felt like I had kind of overdone something, and so I just like I moved away from that sort of thing in the future. But I don't look back on it and go like, oh, I wish I didn't make that, or like, oh, it's so cringe. Like, I'm just like, no, it's just like what it was for the time, and like I'm doing different things now, and that's okay. But like Alakazam vs. Gengar, like that video still bothers me. But doesn't bother me that much. Like, I'm at peace with it now, but it's just like, yeah, I didn't play very well in that video, and I was trying to think strategically and plan and like be intelligent about my play, but I didn't have the perspective I needed in the moment, and as a result, I got bad results with Gengar. And like, you can see though that like I only was doing one run per video in that video, and then the next versus video that I did, which was the other two trade evolutions, Golem and Machamp, I did multiple runs with them, and that was the first time that I did that. And so really like the Gengar vs. Alakazam video and my dislike of it creatively is actually the thing that like motivated me to find my own style as a content creator. So like in a kind of like perverse way, it's like, again, it's like it truly is your mistakes that like make you stronger. Like in this case, all of my failures are the things that like gave me what I consider to be like my own voice here now. And that's like, I'm really grateful for that. I don't feel like what I do is just what someone else does, and I'm just like kind of trying to do it myself. Whereas before that, to some extent, it was just like, yeah, this is like very much like kind of like the style of like Madrybread or J-Rose, but like I'm doing narration for it and playing the game. And then like slowly I sort of like found my thing. But through like the process that like crushes a diamond, it's like pressure and pain, and it's just tough work and effort. And like a lot of days just sitting there going like, I know this video is doing well financially, but like I should just take it down. Like if I just take it down, I'm going to feel better about myself. I'll upload a new version. It'll be fine. Like the day after it came out, my computer, by the way, my computer broke while I was uploading the video. I had to upload it 3 times. So it was a painful production process as well, because making a versus video once a week when you don't have a video editor is like very hard. Even when you're only doing one run. And what I like, the day after it came out, after reading the comments that night, which I have since stopped doing, I do not read comments now at night or in the morning, because that's one way to just like take all of the negativity with you into the day. Anyways, I did read comments that night, of course, because I was like, oh, my computer broke and I can't do anything, and like, I guess I'll just read comments and maybe like people will like the video. And everyone was like, you're so silly for getting Substitute on Gengar. Why would you do that? You threw with Gengar. Like, this is unfair. Like, Gengar should get another chance. And I was just like, yeah, that's like totally fair. Like, I guess I did mess this up, and Gengar does deserve another chance. So the next day, I tried to fix my computer. I got it working, had to take out a bunch of RAM. So it was basically like one of the RAM sticks burnt out. I took out the RAM, and I filmed another Gengar and another Alakazam playthrough. And because I was producing one video a week, and I had given myself the challenge, which was like, no matter what, you release one video every week. Because of that, I did not have enough time to finish the follow-up video for it, and the footage of my new Gengar and my new Alakazam run just sat on my hard drive for like 2 years. And so I knew I could do better with Gengar, but I wasn't able to show it to anyone. I have to say, like, it was hard. That was hard. Do I get a lot of negative comments, or did I get a lot of negative comments? I don't know if it was like... It's hard. Like, I don't know. I think I probably got 1 or 2 really negative comments, and then all the other comments that were just a little bit like, hey, maybe you didn't do the best in this video. All those comments become like, everyone's coming after me. Because it's like, when you do something wrong on YouTube, it's not like one person points it out to you like would happen if you were working in a regular job. They're like, I don't know. You mess something up in a spreadsheet, and then they like come to you and they're like, hey, you actually need to use this formula, like blah, 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 blah. You're like, okay, I'll fix that. But on YouTube, it's like 100 people will all make the same comment that are just like, hey, did you know actually in Generation 2, Shadow Ball is a physical move, not a special move? And it's like, when you read 100 comments telling you that, you're like, oh my gosh. Like, it's a lot. Like, I get it. But it's hard to hear that many times. And like, I can't actually get through all the comments now if I want to stream and improve the software and make videos. Like, I try to get through as many as I can, but it's not possible anymore. But back then, I was literally reading every single comment. Every single one. I'd even go into like toxic place where it's like the comments that have been held by YouTube. It's like people who are using like really offensive words and stuff. I'd go in there, read all those comments. Like, I'm gonna read everything. I want to know what people think about what I do. It's important, I think. Yeah, like pointing out things like the Empoleon video was like the one was like the base powers of the moves were all wrong, that's my fault, 100% my fault. That shouldn't have happened, but it's like sometimes it happens and like it's understandable and like you just try and do your best. It doesn't hurt as much when the mistake is already corrected and there was nothing I could do about it. Like, there was no way for me to refilm the footage or edit the footage. I would have had to gone through and like literally individually masked out each move every single time it was on the move set and set fade-ins and fade-outs for the move pool every time a trainer graphic came on screen, and recrop the trainer graphic so that the fade-ins would like look beautiful with the trainer graphic that's like newly been cropped. It would have taken like 8 or 9 hours probably to go in and repair that. So it didn't seem worth it, and I just tried to address it during the video with voiceover. Bazan, thank you so much for the $5. I can't read it right now because I need to focus on the overworld pathing so that I don't mess this up. I don't think we're going to get sub 115, just barely, but we're going to get like sub 120, I'm pretty sure at this rate. As long as blue doesn't mess me up. And he wasn't hard last time, so I don't expect him to be difficult this time, but, you know, like, stuff can always go astray. I even bothered saving before Janine? Yeah, I probably shouldn't have. If it mirror moves is returned, it does like no damage, by the way. So it's funny. Ooh. Okay. Well, we took that out. I was a little bit worried there of getting hit by a hydro pump. We have Shadow Ball for this. It's actually only marginally better than Return, by the way. Oh, the Sandstorm took it out. All right, that's fine. All right, we're good. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that crit. That was the crit that I needed after the burn. No, that's to the league. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm starting to feel much more comfortable on stream now. Like, today and the last stream I did, like, not the one where there was so many bugs, but, like, the last one I did, I think it's, like, Polyrath or something, I'm feeling more comfortable, like, delivering the commentary and playing, and the software and stuff is, like, a lot smoother now. I'm slowly getting better at knowing when to read chat and when not to read chat, but yeah. What happened yesterday, Deadpool? There was, we made improvements to GameHook. Like, the developer was able to get the polling rate significantly better, and then it, like, flooded the emulator with requests, so then the emulator got laggy, and I wasn't able to get 240 frames per second. And then I couldn't fix it in the moment, so I just decided to cancel the stream. Did it. That was even smoother than last time. Oops. I think I should fight wild Pokemon. The Repel's really annoying there. It's going to be like 1 or 2 because I have a fast growth rate. 2. Unless we get a Larvitar. No Larvitar, we're good. No. T-Bolt, we don't need it. We're going, what's it called? I'm actually going to do this. Just in case when I turn I get an encounter. That is possible. That was my target level anyways, so all the damage ranges will be correct now. Turn, curse, rest, and sleep talk. The Gen 2 moveset. I'm gonna keep the leftovers, but I do hear everyone who says maybe you can pink bow. Yeah, like I probably can. Okay, here we go. I feel a little bit safer gaining the health back. Reflect here is probably best. Yeah, reflect, that's perfect. So now I have time to curse. I only need 3. Hopefully no crit from the Snorlax. Okay. Gonna heal. Gonna heal. Yep. Sleep Talk can select rest, which is kind of annoying because then you keep sleeping. But we got Return, which is perfect because now I'm going to wake up on the Venusaur and knock it out before it solar beams. Then heal and have basically full health for the Charizard. It'll survive its Flamethrower. With just under half health, knock it out. Move on to the Blastoise. Surf. Oh! Oh my gosh! Yes! Yes! Ah! Ah! Oh! I have so much adrenaline right now. I can't believe I lived that. Okay, wow. Yeah, 5 HP, that's all you need. So we did it. No resets. That was a really smooth playthrough overall. 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 52 seconds with 0 resets at level 76. The end. Let's look at the data. It takes me a second to navigate to the data folder. They haven't structured it particularly well for ease of access. Maybe that'll come at some point in the future. Oh, I should get my emulator to stop recording now. Sometimes I just leave it and it records for like a really long time. Okay, where are we at? Final time, game time. 4 hours and 59 minutes. Sub 5. By only 22 game seconds. Cool. Oh, well, let's look at the tier list. So, under 120. I gotta bring up my spreadsheet. Yeah, I think the perfect DVs mattered more than we thought they were gonna matter. We'll look at that just a second. Okay, so with its current time, 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 52 seconds, it is faster than Suicune and Ampharos. It is slightly slower. I literally mean by like 6 seconds. It is 6 seconds slower than Entei. I want that to sink in with everyone. I think, what was it? It was like 3 or 4 playthroughs with Entei. Wait, I have the data here. 3. I did 3 playthroughs with Entei. So technically the same number, but I did all 3 playthroughs with Entei within a short period of time. Whereas with Aipom, the first playthrough was on 3 times speed like 2 years ago. Yeah, holy monkey. This thing's good. It's really good. It doesn't seem like it would be good, but this is the same situation like a Lekid versus Raikou. Because stats don't matter that much. What really matters is an excellent move pool, a good typing, and a good growth rate. Those are the things you need for success in Generation 2. Less so in other generations. Like, stats can carry you a little bit more in Generation 1 if you can come up with some kind of janky strategy. I don't know, like Mirror Move Mega Punch and hit Surge's Raichu with it for Firo, for example. Yeah, good job, Apom. Great job. This was a really fun stream. Hope you all had a great time. I certainly did. I am going to take a few days off, I probably think, from streaming. If I come back and it's not because I'm overworking, it's because I'm really excited to stream. If I come back sometime on the weekend, I will probably play another Gen 2 run. Maybe Quillfish or Sneasel. I'm not sure. One of the two. It is extremely cold where I am now. Like, it's like polar vortex or whatever. It's like minus 30 Celsius or whatever. So bad. So maybe Sneasel, because it's an ice type. If you made it this far, you are incredible. By the way, if you missed any of the unlisted first attempt streams, you can find them on a playlist on my channel. They are unlisted, but you can always locate them through that playlist, just in case you're curious about checking them out. Yeah, if you made it this far, you're incredible. I'll see you in my next stream.